Hello, everyone.
How's it going?
Good.
Chris, do you want to share your screen?
You're a very nosy person. Yes.
Well, it's just I have
What I
to
do.
I have to stop sharing my screen
Oh. Why are you sharing your screen?
because I have stuff to share.
Oh. So we were just talking about this before the show. This Pharaoh Sanders.
It's an exclusive.
Yeah, it is exclusive. Ooh.
So everyone's going to be murdering each other for that record.
Yeah, but that, yeah.
So 1500 Strata East Pharaoh.
I mean, I have a 90s pressing of it, so it's like I won't cry myself to sleep. Oh, I don't get it.
Yes,
Felipe has a promo of it.
he does.
Hey,
I don't know
how's
what
it
made you
going?
big. Good.
So let's plan a heist.
Yeah.
You distract Felipe. I'll sneak in.
No way, dude. I ain't messing with Felipe.
Yes, 1500 is Blue Note.
Okay.
So yeah, so it looks like there's definitely some hype around that. I think because it's a low number, people are going to be able to flip it and make money. So that's going to also cause people to want to get it. So whatever.
Well, but here's the issue from my sources on the ground that have been reaching out to record stores. It's heavily allocated. What most stores would if they only have one or two copies. So
yeah,
people will be up. I haven't even figured out what I'm doing. I keep changing my mind where I'm going to go first, and
So what's your what are your do you have in terms of title selection? What are your top titles you're looking for?
Other than that title, I don't fear that I won't be able to get anything because I could just Sunday morning wake up at 5 and try and get stuff online. I have friends that have asked me to pick up stuff. I want the Nathan Davis record.
Okay.
I do want that one, but that's not an exclusive.
Okay.
And I got the Monk one, if anyone watched my video, I really suggest you get that. It is better than the original I have or the 1959 I have, but slightly better, not horribly better. But I don't know. I'll probably get the Bill Evans, but the other live albums, I'll wait. I don't feel like they'll be available later for less, I think. That's my thought.
Okay. So how many record stores Chris, are you going?
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to visit. I'm going to as many stores as I can to shoot footage and stuff. And a lot of stores in LA are not participating, but they're doing like Record Safari's not participating, but they have 25% off everything in the store.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So that is pretty cool. Chris, what are you looking to pick up? Do you have anything?
Probably the Pharaoh Sanders if I find a copy of it.
Okay.
Nathan Davis would be cool. That Sun Ra, the electric one, what's it called? Let me find it. I'm sure that I'll listen to some bits. Sundays is putting that out.
Yeah, but is it exclusive?
I don't know. Who cares?
So this is Rob's channel.
You get it afterwards.
So if you're not subscribed to Rob, that's his channel.
Yeah. What's your freaking problem?
And he is going to put up some Record Store Day footage tomorrow, so you can check it out there.
Or I also have 2 Record Store Day videos that I did.
Oh, that's right.
Of albums I got beforehand.
That's what I was talking about. It's pretty cool. It's 2 LP. It's a first, like you said. 2 LP modern harmonic. It's really weird shit. It's like him messing around with synthesizers and shit. Just like making noise.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have some of his stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The other one is that box.
Yeah, what is that?
And it's not. So I have 2 of the LPs. It's from a live show he did in the early, like 70 or 71. And this French, it was reissued in the early 2000s in 2 volumes. Mm-hmm. I have them. So they're single LPs. But this box coming out is the whole show. And I think it's 8 LPs.
I think it's 6.
6, but it's not horribly expensive.
Yeah. What's it called? Strut or something? Sunra.
It's a good show. It's not,
Let's look. Oh, I just removed it. Okay. So this one?
Yeah.
Deluxe edition 6 LP.
Only 800.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a box set. It seems fine. First release, so eventually maybe you can get it elsewhere.
Yeah, I have the 2 LPs. I don't know if I got 6 LPs that I'd be listening to them a lot, you know.
Yeah. Huh. Legendary, blah, blah, blah. Cross 2 Nights, 1970. Huh. Yeah. That's got CD written all over it for me.
And I'll tell you, if my other videos, Joey Callio's Dada puzzle, that's really good. They really did a good job with it.
Yeah. About 3-tone poets and an acoustic sounds album today.
What acoustic sounds or acoustic sound?
He just bought some random ones or ones you wanted.
Yeah, which titles, Shane?
Okay. No, that's a good question, Dave. Thelonious Monk live at the Ed Club. Let's look that up.
Hey, Dave. So I've been getting to know Dave Weekly, and he's a radio guy. He should be coming up here and talking. He probably talks better than all of us. But I don't think he wants to ruin his image.
That's fair. Same with you.
His wife went to my high school.
All right, check us out. Thelonious Monk. I don't even think we looked at this one before. Live at the It Club, using the same picture they used on the. What is that?
It looks like a twofer.
It does look like a twofer. I mean, it definitely looks like a twofer.
Like those twofers.
Yeah. Well, it is a twofer.
So who's playing with him? Is it Charlie Rouse and
it's the classic performers of Straight No Chaser and more remastered. Everest audio, sure. No telling.
It's probably his classic lineup, but it's an exclusive.
Yeah, it is.
But that 3,500 is just enough that I think you can wait and get it.
Yeah, but you could also. This is a reissue. This was already put out. Yeah, in the 80s. Yeah. That's why that cover looks.
All of it's every single bit of it's a reissue, just about, dude. Except for like the shit Zeb puts out, everything's a reissue.
Yep. The original is the median price on it is $28.
The hell to buy that?
So
is it 2 LP as well?
It is 2 LP. Here, I can share my screen. Uh-oh. That's not what I want to press.
What did Mosaic put out?
This Monk stuff. I think is what he's talking about.
So this is.
Can't see shit.
Can't see it?
No. Can you, Rob?
Yeah.
Is that better?
No.
I see it.
Weird. Okay.
What do you mean you can't see it? You can't see my screen, or is it just too small?
It's just black.
Hold on.
I see it perfectly fine.
How about now?
It's just me. That sucks. That's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. That's weird. So you have European pressing, US pressing at 82. The US pressing.
I'm going to guess that 82 might be digital also. Does it say that?
You can get a VG Plus for $30. Let's see. Yep. I don't know. It's probably from tape. Doesn't say. Unless the sticker here says digital, which it doesn't.
It probably says on the back.
It says contemporary mastering. What does that mean? It might be digital. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's hard to see, but like this here says contemporary, in the center says contemporary series. And then in the middle it says master.
Isn't that when Columbia started putting out those digital mastered vinyls with the blue frame around the cover? Remember those?
Yeah, those were like yeah. I do, but I don't know enough about them. All right, we lost Chris. I was going to show something else, but I'll wait until Chris can join. So, have you been going out, or are you just waiting for Record Store Day?
I didn't go out today, but I have a bunch of records, and in fact, I was cleaning and listening today. Since they were working on my electricity all week, I didn't get to do a lot, and I was teaching a lot this week, so I didn't have a lot of time. So today I cleaned and listened, and I'll tell you, my pickup of the year. I picked up an album of the year. I'll show it last. But here's some stuff I picked up.
Okay.
This came in the mail today. I won this on an auction. No one bid on it. and this is probably one of Mal Waldron's best records. This What It Is
Very nice.
with Clifford Jordan, Cecil McBee, and Danny Richmond is fucking fantastic. It is really good.
That's good.
On Enja.
Yeah, very nice.
So this is very good. This, I think, is not a well-regarded album, at least when it came out, but it is good. This is Albert Ayler's last album.
Okay.
And I think this was put together of different things. Like on the first song, it's like a rock electric guitar, and he's playing along with bagpipes. And it's good. It's good.
Is it Rufus? Is it Rufus Reed on bagpipe?
No, it's him.
Oh, he's playing bagpipe.
Yeah. Here's who's on it. It's Albert Ayler, Mary Mara. She's singing on it. Bobby Few, who I think he played a lot with. Henry Vastine is playing the guitar.
Okay.
And Stanford James, your favorite, is on here. But he sings on this.
Oh, okay.
And it's good. It's good. I found a nice clean copy of it.
What speaking of singing, what do you think of the that Pharoah Sanders Strata East? Because there is like a yodeling thing on it. I think it's great. People are excited about it and are going to get it.
Is it the best Strata East record? No. Is it if you're a Pharoah Sanders fan, you should get it. Is it his best album? No. But it's good. You have a lot of excellent players on there. It's produced by Clifford Jordan. It's good.
Oh, right.
And it's very desirable.
Cool.
What did I miss?
Nothing. I'm showing recorks. I found another copy of this, so this will probably be in my next auction.
What's that on? Black
Lion.
Black Lion. Yeah. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. That monk cover looks like those.
Oh, Chris is having some issues.
I don't know. He's about to say something silly, so they stopped him.
Yeah.
This is good.
Cool.
All right. This, I found a clean copy of this twofer, and it's Van Gelder and the Dead Wax. And this is basically the two records All Night Long and All Day Long together.
Oh, very nice.
And it's like these first bunch of prestige twofers. Van Gelder and the Dead Wax. So I don't know if he remastered them or they came from the original pressing.
I think he did. Well, I think so, because the originals of those are going to be, because they're mono, they're cut mono, right? There's no stereo, which means that puts it before 57. So that means when he was putting that out in like 56 or whenever that LP was pressed.
Yeah, he did.
Whenever it was pressed, he would have hand etched RVG, and that has the Van Gelder stamp. So
yeah, but it says remastering Rudy Van Gelder, so you remastered.
Good.
Okay, this is fantastic. Again, this is Sun Ra Cosmos.
Okay.
It was released in the U.S. on Inner City, but I think originally it's came out in France on a French. But this is really good. A lot more traditional kind of jazz to it. They get a little funky, but it really is very good.
I'd like to get the Inner City Sun Ra with Walt Dickerson.
That's not Inner City. It's Steeplechase.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Well, I don't know if it came out by Inner City. Honestly, I don't. I have the Steeplechase of it.
Okay.
So,
am I better now? Is my internet working?
Yeah, you look better.
You're working good. You're working good now. I have one of Chris's favorite albums. I found this for $2.
That's really good.
$2. Yeah. This is on Enja too, so it sounds excellent.
Yeah, that is good.
Yeah, so must have in any jazz collection.
Dude, I'm surprised I found this. So I found an original of
there we go.
Original Bobby Hutcherson Now, and it came out on the isn't this the Transition Blue Note label?
It's 71, right?
Yeah, this came out on this label.
Yeah.
And it's good. I picked up a reissue from the 2000s, but this is good. It sounds great.
Who's on it with him?
A lot of people. Harold Land. I think this was made out in California here. Kenny Barron, Stanley Cowell, Wally Richardson, Herbie Lewis, Joe Chambers. Candito. G.
Okay.
McDaniels. G. McDaniels probably sounds exactly like a bay.
Mm.
But there's a lot of that kind of singing on here. I don't know if anyone coined that type of singing. But this is good.
Cool.
I found this.
Oh, I have that.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, and it really is good.
That
I don't have
It's
that.
a nice live album.
Yeah. Is that is that a second copy for you, or is that your OG, your first one?
This is all first I've ever found out, and I don't have volume 2. So I think it came out as a Blue Trident.
Show the cover again. Who's on it? Who's on it there? It's
so you got Joe Farrell, Gene Tucker, and Alan Dawson live at Lenny's on the Turnpike. And the other half of the show's on this volume 2.
Yeah.
This is unusual. Okay, this is cool. This is a Frank Lowe album that was put out in 1992 by Forced Exposure. I didn't know they issued albums. So there it is. Forced Exposure put it out. Ecstatic Peace. But here's the unusual thing. This album is only one-sided.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So there's the one side. And then on side 2, it's not even a label.
Boo.
So it's one-sided. So interesting.
Wait, okay. You said that was Albert Eiler? Who was it?
No, Frank Lowe.
Oh, Frank Lowe. Okay.
Frank Lowe. It's him playing with Philip Wilson on drums.
Cool.
Okay. Then this, I have 2 more records to show. This is killer. This is the killer record. It's cheap, so you should go buy it. This is Dollar Brand African Space Program on Enja. And then wait till you see the lineup on this.
I've already seen it like 3 times.
Well, I didn't show it here. Cecil Bridgewater, your favorite, Chris, Enrico Rava, Charles Sullivan. I don't know Candy Zawadi. Sonny Fortune, Carlos Ward, Roland Alexander, John Stubblefield, Mike's favorite, Hemet Bullitt, Cecil McBee, and Roy Brooks.
Yeah, looks sweet.
And this is free jazz. It's free jazz. Totally.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's good. I don't think it's not that expensive if you go out and look for it.
I got another one on Ninja with him that's really awesome.
This is the find of the year. Find of the year. So this record is Finnish jazz. An original of this record is impossible to find. It's very rare, and it's gone for thousands of dollars, or like $1,500. But this is a reissue that came out in 2015, and it's a double album. I think the original album, they cut it very close, and it's distorted. So they made a decision. I think they added a song that was released as a single. It's post-bop into modal, and it is fantastic. I think they recorded it here it is. It was recorded in 1965 in Helsinki. It was put out on RCA, but it's licensed through Warner Brothers Finland. And I guess this is the reissue label, Frederiksberg. And it sounds great. Even this one, I found it for cheap. But I looked on Discogs, even this reissue goes for...
It's like $50, right?
No, $50 to $90.
Yeah.
But it is worth getting.
It's pretty good.
It really is excellent. It's crazy how good this is.
Show the players on it.
Okay. There's one guy who I think is probably... The leader is the drummer. But I don't think he did much. The guy with the saxophone's the guy. Look, he's got that Abraham Lincoln beard.
Yeah. That's chin strap.
So the players are Otto Donner. I'm going to mess all these up. These are
just show it.
Names.
Bunch of Finnish guys.
Okay.
It looks like the Dallas Stars hockey team lineup.
64. Okay.
But it says in here, they, like in these pictures, they played together from early 60s. I guess they're rehearsing in 64. So this was recorded in 65. It's crazy how good this is. It is so good.
Cool.
I wonder if it's just still available.
There was a German label who reissued it in 2021, but they didn't do 2 LP. So I think you can get a version of that. But this one is really well done. Sounds great, plays great. They did put it in paper sleeves, but it plays fine. It's nice and quiet. So I'm happy with this. If you can go find this, you'll be pleasantly surprised how good it is. All right.
That was your find of the year?
So far, it was a blind buy. I didn't know it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Also, I think I might show. I've picked this Last Exit record is good. It's metal free jazz.
Cool.
Yeah, that's good. All right.
Nice. So, Chris, are you looking it up? See if it's still available.
No, I forgot what it was called. So
I think it's on CD. Chris, it's on CD too. You could probably pick up the CDs.
Ooh, that'd be good.
Yeah.
I'll listen to some, but I don't have to have it or anything.
I could show something.
Well, the streaming, it's on Apple Music, but only 3 songs are on Apple Music. But it's enough to get into it.
Yeah.
So I got this in the mail. This is the Record Store Day Mingus.
Yes.
So this just came in over the past couple of days. I haven't had a chance to listen to the record, but I have listened to the files. But I thought it'd be fun if we could just open this up and take a look at it. So
okay, yeah.
Obviously it has the big old hype sticker. So Zeb does a good job with putting all the info. It's a 3 LP. When you get something from Zev, he will include some notes on the release itself. So
that's the press release. Yeah.
Did you watch the mini documentary? Because it's very good. As far as those mini documentaries go, it's very good.
Yeah.
And Felipe reviewed this. It's up on the channel now, but promo copy. So this is typical 3 LP from Resonance, where it opens up. You get the guys there, some liner notes. It comes with a booklet. So you'll have, I think, photography from the date itself, and then notes from, so Zev writes the opening note. Who else is writing in here?
There's a lot of interviews, some experts of Mingus, the Argentina writer.
Yeah, so there's Brian Priestley, who wrote a Mingus biography. You have,
and he was in 9021 whatever, right?
Yeah.
Jack Walrath is writing in here. And let's see what else.
Yeah, Jack Walrath played in that band.
Oh, and Ricky Ford. Yeah. Ricky Ford also does a write-up in here. So you get some of the guys who were playing that night, some testimonial from them. So that's really cool. I'm looking forward to it.
All the releases, they come with words and testimonies from musicians involved in every single one of them. That's pretty cool.
For all you analog freaks out there, those are the tapes.
These are the tapes. They were digitized and restored to sound much better. Okay.
In the mini documentary, Ricky Ford and Jack Walrath said Mingus would yell at him on stage, saying, "You played it like that yesterday. Don't play it again like that."
So these were pressed up in Canada, right, Felipe?
Yes.
Yes.
So anyway, I haven't had a chance to listen
good
to
plant, man.
This is, I would say, I think when I got the first batch, I thought it was the best sounding. I think the Bill Evans is the top one in terms of sound, but
good.
You know, by details. I mean, this sounds very good. All of them actually.
So Felipe, what's the story with this concert?
So it was late in his career. He was with probably his last band, if I'm not mistaken. They were touring South America. They went to Argentina, and the concert was not very publicized. That was the interesting thing about it. And he was already like doing new explorations in his sound, his approach. So he goes to Argentina. Actually, he got publicity from the rock magazines. And the concerts did not sell out. There was a lot of empty seats. But still, those guys, they were just having fun and a great time. I think I mentioned when I first got these records, I mean, I'm not that crazy about Mingus. I think, I'm going to keep my opinions to myself. but still, I found this music very, very inspired, very exploratory. In that, he was just, as Rob said, he was pushing the guys in the band to do more, and they responded. To me, the highlight in this record is the horns, the horns playing along, unbelievable. It's so amazing.
Yeah, it's a smaller group for Mingus, and that's my. Yeah, I haven't listened to everything the guy has done, but I really like when he is in a small group. So the Candid releases, he has quartets and quintets and sextets, and those are like the ones that I really like to listen to often.
Yeah, me too. And speaking of that, there's one coming out tomorrow too.
Mingus Candid.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
You pulling it up?
You're trying.
I don't hate. I just don't
sharing.
appreciate. I just don't
sharing.
appreciate.
Yeah, this one.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's uncandid. So I can get my mouse to work. Yeah. So it's 2 LP live, Monterey, 1964. Yeah.
This is a bigger group though. So this has Charles McPherson alto, Jackie Byard piano, Danny Richmond drums, Lou Blackburn trombone, Red Callender tuba, Buddy Collette is on there playing flute, piccolo, and alto. Just one track. And then there's a few other people on there too.
Sick.
Yeah. And it looks like the compositions are all Duke Ellington medleys. So like,
is it exclusive or first?
I think
first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that record around. I haven't picked it up, so it's not hard to find. But I'm sure is Bernie Grumman? He's been doing all the Candids? Did he do it?
No, Roberto, shut up! Don't start that. I said.
We're gonna do a deep dive.
I think this Argentinian concert. I think there is the Carrington songs there, one or two.
Yes. Yeah. So here, I'll share my screen. So what it looks like is
Felipe mentioned to me he would love to do dentistry on Charles Mingus, like in a hard, rough way.
Man.
It looks like the side one,
for sure.
It looks like side one is a big Duke Ellington medley.
You're not sharing your screen at all.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so it looks like side one is a Duke Ellington medley. So it has I've Got It Bad, Sentimental Mood, All Too Soon, Mood Indigo, Sophisticated Lady, and A Train. So that's side A, and then side B, it's I guess his compositions.
What's interesting is this is only 8 tunes, and this one coming out tomorrow is 2 LP.
Oh, okay.
Wait, hang on. Let me look at this. I wonder if they did something stupid. Well, you made it go away, so I can't look at it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to look at your.
Man, you were better in rehearsal.
Scroll up a little bit. I want to see if the songs are different.
Okay.
No, they're the same. So what is it? How is it 2 LPs?
Maybe they just mastered it out. Spread it
out.
They
hopefully didn't. Because if it's a medley, that means this is one continuous song. So hopefully they didn't break it up.
Yeah, it's not. Interesting. Huh. I guess we'll see. Oh, well, they're pretty long. Look at that. Okay, never mind. That's why.
It makes sense that that could possibly be 4 sides.
Yeah. Okay.
And Harry's saying the OG is 2 LPs.
All right.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, it's 60 minutes. 60 minutes long, so that makes sense.
What year was this? 64?
64.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Okay. All right. I was listening to you guys. I was taking my walk outside. It's nice sunset. The full moon today is beautiful outside.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And so just recapitulating, just one thing. Here's the one.
There we go.
Yeah. You want to see it? Listen to the crack.
Yeah.
They did a great job here, guys. But I think it was it's great liner notes by Harmony Holiday. Like really amazing. And talking about the Strata East panel, if you want to listen to that or watch that, all those authors on their Substacks, you can definitely watch those videos. They're open there. Harmony Holiday, Nate Chinan, Sid Schwartz. You can go to any of their Substacks. You can watch the videos there. Okay. So I think people want this record because of 1,500 copies, right? It's rare. But musically, I think honestly, from the whole batch, I think the easiest one for everybody to go with is the Slugs, right? I think the Slugs is like way more accessible. This is like a sonic wall. It's like boom. There's a lot going on here. What I find interesting about this, I have other Strata East originals, not this one, but Strata East originals, they usually have a good sound. They are not bad. They have low noise floor, but they are a little pushing on the bright side. You don't have that much of the mids are lacking on Strata East records in general, and there's no separation. This record here, although it's like a hodgepodge of instruments all the same time, you can pinpoint every single instrument. You can hear every single thing like separately. So I think that's one of the great advantages. If you're into that, if that's what you want, you will enjoy. Probably a lot of people are going to make money on this, are going to flip or whatever. Maybe they're going to release again in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, I would think so.
Right, but it is pretty cool. It's not a record for you to listen before going to bed, but it is pretty cool. They did a great job here. But for the average jazz listener, you want to be a little more there, but stay in your traditional lane. Probably the Slugs is the best bet to go. Mostly because the Telecal is a solo piano. Not everybody's like to listen to solo stuff, but also the Charlie Rouse is really good too. Probably
a little on the funkier side, but
yes.
But the Live at Slugs is just hard hitting live jazz.
Yeah, there's some stretches out there. I mean, there's good parts by Cecil McBee and but yeah, it's the most like out of the whole bunch is the most like traditional one. Okay, and as we talked before, as you guys watching our interview with all the folks involved in the project, they have no idea what's going to come out in November. Probably there's going to be a new batch of releases for Record Store Day in November, but Kevin haven't done anything yet, and they haven't picked the titles from what I understand, at least officially. So let's see what's going to come.
Cool.
Let's see what's going to come. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I think promoting the new Strat East reissue series, this Pharoah Sanders, is because it's exclusive, because it's Pharoah Sanders. I think it's going to be a great way for people to know that they're reissuing the catalog again. And then I think it's in later April is when the other ones are being reissued.
Yeah, I think it's late April, right? Or early May, something like this.
Unless you already pre-ordered them and they just sent them to you, which they did with a lot of people.
Oh,
yeah.
And I did my video of this, so I talked about it earlier.
That's cool.
This is better. This is slightly better than this. I mean, you can hear Mulligan's breath on it, which I compared it. You can't, not so much on this one.
Yeah, I think this record it was really nice to record. It has a very pleasant, pleasant tone.
I haven't heard a stereo version of it, but even on the old one, you can't tell that it's mono. I mean, it has a nice sound stage. I would say in comparison that the bass and drums are on the back, way in the back on this. They're a little more forward on this one. So it's what Kevin Gray does well. He kind of gets some good separation in it.
A nice balance there. No, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know if there is a stereo copy of that.
That's what I was wondering.
Go look. There is stereo.
Yeah, my copy is a Japanese. I think it might be stereo. I'm not sure.
There is stereo.
Yeah.
What do you have, Mike? The mono? You have the original.
I have the first mono, and it has the so Rob, can you show the reissue? I just want to see if they.
So the reissue
has a picture. Yes.
The reissue is the true
first. No picture.
I tried to read about it, but my guess is they messed up with the first batch. It came with no picture. That's my guess.
So this, from what I saw, this is 1959 is when it came out. 57, 59 is when it came out with the picture.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I have a first original copy with no picture. So
Yeah, I've been wanting that for a while. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'll see if I
yeah,
can
it's
find
good. I think Mulligan, he's playing baritone sax, right?
Yeah.
And that tone, it's like and Mulligan's style, you know, I don't know how to explain Mulligan's style, but like
It's romantic.
no, it's like West Coast bop. And
Well,
that
on
that was
this, it's like even Monk is kind of not being Monk. You know
well,
what I mean? It's
I think
more
it's an interesting.
accompanied.
I was going to say like the pairing of Mulligan's baritones and
Yeah.
style with Monk's like New York avant-garde style. I feel like it's a really like it's polarizing in a sense, and it works together really nicely.
Yeah.
And it's Wilbur Ware and Shadow.
Shadow Wilson.
Williams. Shadow
Yeah.
Williams.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Wilson.
I think,
Williams.
I think he died young or went to Europe. Shadow Wilson.
Yeah, he died.
No, he decided he was going to become a comedian or an actor or something, and Monk couldn't believe it. He was like, "Are you serious?" Like, so he quit playing jazz to try to be an actor.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what else?
Difficult listen, yeah. Michael said he tried the Pharaoh Sanders out, and it was
No, it's
Yeah,
like I said,
I think there will be a lot of secondary market people going to be the scalpers number one, and second people returning this because they're not going to get it or like it for sure.
It's like I said, is it his best? No. Is it the best strategies? No.
No.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else should we target to flip tomorrow, Rob?
Yeah.
There's a who's the young girl singer? There's a young girl singer record coming out.
Taylor Swift?
So guys, bring bear spray because the lines will be filled of young girls trying to get this record. I forget which one it is. I have two other records. I have two other records I didn't show, by the way, guys.
Okay.
So here's I showed it on my show.
Hold on. Say what the record is. People have been telling us.
Just Waylon.
Okay.
Herbie Mann, Charlie Rouse, Kenny Burrell. But
nice.
So Mike is the one who introduced me to the Wave Jazz Classics. It was a chain store in Japan who got the rights to release OJC style titles that OJC didn't release in the States. And there's some scuttlebutt, but I believe these records were pressed in the US and then just sold with a hype sticker, no OB, in Japan. The reason is in the Dead Wax it has that G1, which is a US. So, but they sound excellent. This sounds really good. It's a little heavier vinyl than OJC's, but I think you should look at your record stores because these are kind of feel like they might be Scorpios, and the true way to know is look them up. They're not even labeled right on a lot on Discogs, but they have this insert. So, sometimes this was priced at $10. This goes for way more than $10. I think the store just thought it was a Scorpio,
Yeah, all the Wave Jazz, not all of them, but most of them are.
Goes for and
yeah,
a way to tell the Scorpio, and in the Dead Wax, there's sort of this cursive line in it. Whoever mastered it, and then I got an upgrade copy of this.
Very nice.
Got an OG stereo, this is a fantastic album. I'm gonna sell. I have a green label. I'll put in my auction, but this is a killer lineup. So look at this lineup. This goes. I found this for $50. It goes for a lot more than that. But Thad Jones, Frank Stolzer, John Gilmore, Butch Warren, Jimmy Garrison, Elvin Jones, and Tootie Heath. And this is very good.
Yeah.
Was that the inner sleeve?
No, this is the insert.
Oh.
I had to repair the cover. So I just put the insert back in the staple.
Okay.
So this all of McCoy Tyner's Impulse records are just must-owns, I think.
Is there any Bill Evans for RST, Felipe?
Of course there is. There's Bill Evans in Finland. Yeah. So the Bill Evans in Finland is going to be a double album. I think I heard Rob saying that he's looking for it.
What?
The Bill Evans one.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pick that up.
Yeah, so it's doing 3 different tours of Europe in 64, 65, and 69. I found it pretty amazing. All the bands are different. On the 65 recording, there's a quartet with Lee Konitz. There's one song only that's really, really amazing. And I think it's a must pick up. So the thing about, I said in the video, what I like about the Bill Evans European tours, as many musicians say, they are way more, they feel like Dolphy said, I like playing in Europe because I can do whatever I want and people won't get upset about it or complain about it, So I think that's a really cool thing. And also in the 65 concert, I had read it on his book, and I finally get a audio version of that. He was touring in Finland, and those guys, there's this guy here, this Niels Henner Oscar, an HOP guy here. Do you want to play with him? He's a young talent. And so he takes him in the trio to play with him. So, and I finally heard that recording. It's pretty cool as well. And there's Marty Morell, there's Chuck Israel, just not too long after he joined the band. So I think these are great, man. If you're into Bill Evans and what he does in those European tours, I think that's a must-have in my opinion. And,
is the recordings come from radio recordings? Or
yes, mostly are radios or festivals, and they're excellent. They're absolutely great. Absolutely great. I think.
I don't know if I'll get that one or not. I got so many of those already.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be my take on Record Store Day, guys. I think it's pretty cool. I'm not waking up early. No way. I haven't been doing this for like the past 4 months. And I know it's cool, but again, as Rob said, many stores don't participate. And one of the stores I used to go, they closed, they reopened. The staff reopened their own store. They're not participating yet because it's just too much for them as a starting store. There's going to be stuff during the day. I'm going to go to Found Sounds as well because it's going to have like killer stuff without participating. And I'm going to support the stores by buying wall records, buying stuff.
Well, like I said, several stores here. One store's doing 30% off. Safari's doing 25% off, and they're doing a good job of dropping. They've saved up records just to drop on this day.
That's what they're doing over here as well.
Yeah. So go support. Look, I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. I've done it a couple times, and I don't feel it's worth it. Maybe if you like hanging out with people and talking to them. Yeah, you might be murdered. If you want to be like Mazzy, but like Safari will drop the records all throughout the day.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, same thing here, and everybody's like doing DJs and party and stuff, man. And so some stores in Miami they do it. It's very nice, but I don't want to drive to Miami in the middle of the night just to stay in line there till like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Damn, Michael Lord's gonna have a huge haul here.
That Wes Montgomery Wait and Kill, it's the same thing that just came out like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
It's a repress? Yeah. Okay. I think that is 3 LPs too.
I think they have some extra stuff or whatever. Yeah. That's a repress, sorry.
All those Zev titles are over 3,000 pressings, right? Am I wrong about that?
I think maybe 2,500, 3,000 in that range.
It's my feeling that I'm gonna wait. The one that I would buy is I think the Freddie Hubbard because Benny Maupin's on that one.
It's a good one. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. And out of the whole bunch, Rob.
Yeah.
So we talked to Zev about it. Everything was made of Matthew Luton's, but this one was Bernie Grunwald kind of left over, I think.
Yeah.
I'd be, like I told you, the information I heard is Record Store Day is souring on these live jazz records.
Mhm.
That sounds made up.
It's a good source. It's from a good source.
Yeah.
So, well, the only example I can show from it is the record that Felipe got is the Art Pepper record, because
Yeah.
that should be a record store day record, right?
Yeah, this is gonna come out in May, and there is another Charlie Rouse one. It's not even ready yet. That's why I didn't get a copy. We
Yes,
asked Zev. I didn't get it because it's not ready yet.
Yeah, but here's the question. Zev had always said the reason they like Record Store Day is that it allows them their budget to put out these records.
Yeah, but then they pulled the CDs afterwards. Yeah, the Record Store Day is. But I agree with you, Robin. I go to Record Store Day since like 2008, 9 when they started. I used to go since then. And it used to be like an indie rock kind of stuff. And some like classic rock here and there drop just to bring more attention. But I think now it's getting a lot more wider in a sense, you know. But I used to go to Record Store to buy indie record stuff. And that was amazing.
So I could tell you, my buddy Brad, they submitted 5 records to Record Store Day for their approval. They only got 3 in. They turned away 2 good titles. So I mean, they're being more selective with the titles they take.
Yeah, I think it was being too much. Perhaps in the COVID years, I mean, it made sense. But I think now it's kind of readjusting to how it used to be to like 2015, 16, 14, you know. I think that makes sense. And I still have releases from those days. And
well, but for someone like me, I would like them to come up with these live jazz albums throughout the year.
Yeah, oh, for sure. And
it would make them more special in my mind.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Zev didn't make to the final cut, Chris, but Zev said there will be more great stuff coming for November, and I think he will drop something in September.
Yeah, he did say there's something really exciting coming up, so that's interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. All right, so keeping the pace, but kind of change the tune a little bit. Speaking of it, today's April 11. I think they should be starting shipping, according to the Blue Note website, the Kenny Burrell live at the 5 spot, right? Has anybody received it yet? They haven't shipped mine yet.
I forgot what it was. Is it a 3LP thing or something?
That is a 3LP with the full sessions from that.
Oh, like the Sonny Rollins, right?
Yes.
It's better than the shitty copy that Mike has.
So so that record, I have an advanced digital copy of that one. I haven't got the record, but I read the booklet. I read the whole sessions. If anybody wants to listen to MP3s, let me know. I can perhaps share some. It sounds absolutely spectacular. Okay, it's really good. I think the booklet is even better than the one that came with the Sonny Rollins. There's a lot more backbone in there, really nicely written, and we know early pressings, they kind of suck. I have the Chad 45 of this one, which is very good. Yeah, it should be shipping now, but it's not. So I might make a video about it, may not. But I've been listening to it for the past like 2 months or so. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome with what they did, the restoration. Kudos to what Blue Note did, because it's unbelievable. Yeah.
This is a beautiful mono Liberty reissue with the original labels, and I think this is like original jacket. It's like perfect condition, and the vinyl sounds terrible on it.
Yeah.
It's such a disappointment.
So I think for that one, like get a Japanese or Chad's 45 or Classic Records might have a copy as well.
Or just get the new Tone Poet thing.
Or get the new Tone Poet, because I think for a triple it goes for like what, $70, something like this.
Yeah, it'll go down in price.
Or Mike will be selling his copy of it very soon.
We interviewed we had Joe Harley on the channel recently, which we'll get the interview out next week. And I asked him, I had a chance, and I was like, do you have an original of this? And he said, yes. And I go, does it sound noisy? Because I have the Liberty that use the same stampers, and I've heard and read online from reputable sources that I trust, that even the original didn't sounds just like this. It was an issue with the stamper. He said that he doesn't remember that and he thought it sounded fine. I'm not totally sure I asked the question correctly.
There's like, yeah, there's a lot of distortions. There's a lot of distortion, and I asked Joe about it, and he said he used to crank up his amp. That was the thing. He's got a lot of distortion because he would crank up his amp to the max, Kenny specifically, and so that's one of the main reasons we see a lot of distortion in the guitar. Even in the new one, there's some points here and there, but it's no so omnipresent, so kind of bothering, just like in the early pressings.
Yeah, but
Because remember, this is like high frequency distortions, and back in the day, as we know, the people cut out a lot, roll off a lot of the bass because they had to do it, and the high frequencies they get even more evident. So that's why it kind of sucks in a sense.
yeah, but I'm actually talking about like outside of just his guitar, like the mastering sound on this. Like there's like I don't know, it's noise, but I
Yeah.
think everybody who has the original and this says it's present. So I think it's an issue with the stamper itself
Yeah,
that they
very
use,
likely. Yeah, very likely.
which is that's unusual. That's like the only instance I think I've ever heard where there was an issue with the stamper.
Yeah.
I don't know. So if anybody has it, I asked Joe about it. He said he wasn't. He thought it sounded okay, but I don't know if he was thinking I was talking about the tape. I think the tape is
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the most important, I mean, we know that the five spot was such an important place. That's why Ornette Coleman cut his teeth. Um, who else played there? Cecil Taylor played there. There's a famous Monk and Coltrane recordings at a five spot. So it's a really important place for like giving opportunities to these guys doing work that was a little more different than the established norms of the day. Although they really ripped artists off, but still they gave them space in there.
Yeah.
So that's why it's super cool to have this a release. And Sid Schwartz wrote a really nice booklet. It's really worth reading, understanding a little more of the story, what was going on there, the musicians, how they came up with this set. And you can hear, it's interesting, you can hear some rehearsals or second takes or other days that did not make it, the same song that did not make to the final record, and then you get it why. It's really interesting and super, super excited about it. I want to listen to the record because I remember getting the Slugs one, the last year's Joe Henderson and McCartney, and I had also this high res files before release. It was also like very good, but when the record came, the level, like the lows and mids present there, is just like totally blows it out of the water.
Felipe, when Coltrane played with Monk, was that at the five spot?
I'm not sure. I think it was a five spot, right?
I think it is, but I wanted to double check.
I think it is five spots.
Yeah,
I think it is.
Also, five spot is a great name for a club.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. I like Cafe Bohemia. I always thought was a cool one.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let me see what else I got. And speaking of new releases, this one.
Oh yeah, Dolphy. Those new jazz ones on Dolphy are
exactly five spot Dolphy with Booker Little, right?
Yeah.
All right. Another record that's about to come out. It's not ready yet, and we haven't got final copies yet, or has been shipping yet because the jackets are not ready. They should start to be getting ready, according to the label owner. I just asked him today, and this is Dig It.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the Corey Weeds record that's coming out on Coherent. It's Coherent release number 3.
Yeah. So I think the album title's Dig Weeds, and that
Dig Weeds, yes. Dig
song.
Weeds, yes.
What did you call Mike?
Dig Weeds.
Yeah, but I think the song is Dig It.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chris.
We interviewed Corey, and I made the exact.
It is an
same.
unfortunate title, isn't it?
So here's what we got here.
Hey, how many of you are buying the Dickweed record?
Okay, so first off, we have an interview with Kevin, Corey, and Joe Hardy, who produced the record. It should be coming out soon. I believe Monday, hopefully. So it's Corey Weeds on saxophone, David Hazeltine on piano, Neil Miner bass, and Byron Lenham on drums. It's a band that Corey plays often. So Corey He's from Vancouver. He has a long story there, track record as a saxophonist. He
it's a
owns
record
clubs. He
label.
owns a label. Yes, he owns Cellar Music. He releases a lot of stuff. Probably Cellar Music. I think they release like 5 records a week. It's just like
It
crazy.
seems like
But-
it. It's kind of crazy.
But isn't he real? He's not reel to reel.
Real to Real, yes.
He
Well,
is.
yeah. So that's
Yeah.
how actually they connected, because Real to Real used to
Do record
Still,
store day records.
they did a lot of record store day, and they work with Kevin.
And Zev.
Exactly. Yeah. So yeah, they kind of not too much with Zev these days, as far as I'm concerned. So it turns out that one day Kevin calls Corey, and he's going to tell that in an interview. It's like, "Are you Corey Weeds? Are you the real to real guy? Do you want to record a record for me?" It was kind of like this, and it was like, "Why?" It's pretty funny. And I mean, Corey has like such a great record on releasing jazz, promoting festivals. He has like a festival once a year in New York, Weeds Music or something like this, right, Mike? And he's so fun to talk to, man. He's amazing.
He was great. He was real easy to talk to. He first of all, he sat down. He had a wall of records behind him, so that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then
I'll tell you why that dude's a good dude. Is they put out that really good Pepper Adams record a couple of years ago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was a live recording in Canada.
Yeah.
There was a manufacturing issue where glue from the inner sleeve got on the vinyl. He was the man up and replaced them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, yeah, he is very sharp on those things, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great time talking to him. We had a great time talking to him.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah. I love that Kevin comes on the channel with Joe and the artist, and we get to kind of walk through the session and just have that. I feel like that it's really an honor for them to come on and share that information. So definitely check it out. And so like the first like 2/3 were just focused on Corey Weeds and the new album Dig Weeds, and then we just kind of break out, and then we started asking Kevin some questions. We started asking Joe. I try to probe Joe on some Tone Poet intel. So it's a good interview. It really was fun to have them on.
Yeah. No, that was super cool. I mean, it was amazing. The record. Okay, I think Sean asked, what's the difference between second or third? So I think when we did the interview for the second with Kevin, I already found the second was better sounding, in a way, better presented than the first. And now I think it's even better. To me, that's by far like sonically the best out of the bunch, although everything there is terrific. And they said, well, no, we just kept doing the same thing. And it was a 4-hour session. In 4 hours, they cut the whole thing. I think they had like 1 or 2 outtakes. And that was it, man. They did really cool stuff. They have a Deep in a Dream. And most of the stuff is chorus compositions, and the band just sat there and they played. It was pretty amazing. You can buy pre-order from the In-Groove and many others, and I was thinking about making a video about it, but that's all I have. I don't have the cover yet, so let's see.
There's one thing I wanted to show. Delmar.
Hold on, I wanted to just stay on the Corey Weeds thing for a second.
Okay.
Robert, are you interested in getting it?
I would like. Here's my feeling with all this stuff. I would like to hear it first, and I know there's issues with Kevin making things available digitally, but just to promote it and in a way, so everyone, because I don't think a lot of people know him as a performer.
We have the files of a few songs. I could forward them along to you, Rob.
Okay. But I want to hear it first. I'm almost certain it will be excellent, but I want to hear the stuff first.
Yeah. I just, and then just to talk about Kevin and what he's doing, there's a history that I love in jazz of people who are prominent within the jazz scene, and then they make a label. So like Leonard Feather is obviously historic, and he had a label period that was, I mean, it wasn't particularly small. He put out, but in terms of the jazz piece of it, there's, just a handful of stuff that he put out. And it's like, when you go back in jazz history, there's all these, like even Blue Note, like they put out a ton of stuff, but like, it's still an independent label, but there's so many small little labels throughout the years that you can kind of go down and see what players were a part of it. And I feel like what Kevin's doing is something that's like it's in the tradition. Like it's his own kind of do-it-yourself studio. He's working with a great producer who they're connecting with artists and they're putting out, who knows how many records they're going to put out, right? But like it's like a small little label that's doing a cool thing and focused on like interesting artists. I don't know, like I never knew Corey Weeds. I know that he has like 100 records, but like I don't know. I feel like this is just a cool thing for me. So I absolutely love the whole project.
And Corey is interesting because I mean, Cellar Music has a lot of music that's more throwback, but he also promotes new people, which I think is quite interesting. And if you look at his discography, go to Bandcamp, look at all his record covers. It's all inspired by classic covers that you can definitely pinpoint all of them.
Let me show that. So this is the Corey Weeds record cover for Coherent. Felipe is saying he does this on his other records too, but this is in the style of that Sonny Rollins on Riverside, which I forget the name of now. I think it's Sounds of Sunny.
Yeah.
And it's in this style. It looks similar. So
it looks nice.
Yeah, no, this record is really good. I digged it, and
now Corey, can you please point real quick? Okay, got it.
Do we know these other people on the album? I don't know them.
Yes. Mike said that David Hazelton is an excellent piano player.
Yeah.
So they're known quantities.
Yeah, no, yeah. These guys, they have been out there for quite some time. They are pretty well known in the jazz world.
They said in the interview, and obviously, like, go watch the interview. But Harley talks about, and he was sensitive to it, but he's like, the kind of like Hank Mobley tone is, if you were to try to kind of like put his tone in a range, that it would be kind of like that kind of groove, like soul, like little soul kind of, like mid tempo kind of style.
Yeah. So we should be dropping the interview soon, guys. So check it out.
So Scotty,
go to the InGroove, whatever they're distributing, Kevin, and
Felipe,
I think you'll be happy with a copy.
Felipe, what's your favorite Hank Mobley record? And he could be a sideman. Like, what's your favorite Mobley performance?
I like 1550.
What's that one?
It's the Hank Mobley Quintet with the yellow cover.
The yellow cover.
Yeah, black and yellow cover. Yeah.
Okay.
It's 1550.
Let me look it up.
Oh no, sorry, no. I'm going to rephrase that. It's the 10-inch one. There's a quintet.
Oh, it's 10-inch. Oh, so it's 5,000 series.
No, actually, no. I thought about the yellow one, 1550, but then I switched to that black cover. Yeah.
Chris, what's your favorite Mobley?
Either Soul Station or No Room for Squares, I guess.
Rob?
That's good too.
I don't particularly have a favorite, but Daddy for Caddy is really good. I like that.
Yeah, the late stuff is pretty good. The Tone Poet that just came out, that Take 3, right?
Yeah.
That stuff is amazing. High Voltage is really good too. All that stuff is good.
I mean, he's very consistent. I know there's that later record with Cedar.
Oh yeah, Cedar Walton on Muse.
Where it was short, not long before Hank passed away, that he was kind of shaky. But I feel like his consistency and the way he plays,
yeah.
Yeah.
He's great. Yeah. You think about like his first records are on early Blue Note, like the 10-inch Blue Note stuff. He's on the Horace Silver stuff, and then he has his own stuff. And when you think of like,
he has Prestige and Savoy ones as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Are those before the Blue Notes?
Maybe simultaneously.
Yeah, Mobley's Message. That is really good.
Yeah, both those. There's two of them, right?
Yeah,
there's Chad series on Prestige. Yeah,
and there's a Savoy Message number 2 as well.
Yeah, but the Blue Notes were 10 inches though. Would that have dated it earlier than the Savoy? I'll look it up. How about that?
Yeah, I'm guessing like kind of simultaneously. He was just jumping back and forth.
But I think his tone, if you like when I listen to it, sometimes I like don't appreciate how important his tone was, because the way it's because it sounds so modern, you're just like, oh, that's just how everybody plays. But when you date him back to like those early Blue Notes where it's like, Lou Donaldson and there's all these other players, like Mobley definitely stood out and had a way, in my opinion, like a way more like modern music style to him. And I think he was hugely influential in his tone. But it just in a different way.
Yeah, his own stuff, but he was also sideman on a lot of records.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's look at here. Let's look at his discography.
He needed a dough.
This is a late night deep dive, man.
I just want to quickly look. So the Blue Note. Okay,
that's what I meant. 5066. Yes, that's the one.
So in his lead stuff, the Blue Note was early. Then the Savoy came next year. And let's see who's on these. So Horace Silver, Doug Watkins, Art Blakey.
I think the Music Matter has extra tracks on this one.
Right, and it's just extra from the same session.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the Savoy is Donald Byrd on trumpet, John Laporta alto. I don't know too much about John Laporta.
He's been in a couple records. We have already been through some.
And then again, you have Horace Silver, Doug Watkins, Kenny Clark on drums on both sessions. Looks like 2 sessions here. So, and then his first Prestige was Mobley's Message. I have to revisit this one.
56, yeah.
What do you guys think?
I like it. Yeah.
So Jackie's on.
The cover's the coolest too.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like groundbreaking stuff, but it's well played.
No.
Yeah.
I don't think any of his stuff was groundbreaking stuff, but it was always good.
Yeah.
The Mobley stuff. I think, like I said, I think it's kind of. Oh,
isn't it kind of though? When we started getting into this, the one title that I remember everyone talking about is Soul Station. It seemed like Soul Station was up here and everything else was down here.
Soul Station is really, that is a really good. I listened to it recently. It holds up. That is a great record. Yeah. And Dig This. So the other thing, just quickly, Dig This is the 3rd track on side 1. And that's like in my opinion, that's like the one. Like that is like his greatest hit. That's a Bobby Timmons composition. And it is like, that is one of the best hard bop songs, like that version of it. And then when you think about Moanin', that's also one of the greatest hard bop songs. And that's also Bobby Timmons composition. So Bobby Timmons is like the hard bop, like Felipe, you and I had a little bit of a back and forth on Bobby Timmons' style. And I was saying, he reminds me of Sonny Clark a little bit. But you were saying, no, Bobby's more out of the gospel side of things.
Yeah. He was a church player, his family and everything. So Sonny Clark had a different kind of background. I think when it comes like style, what they're doing with the band, not style, the way they play for the band, I think it's quite similar in that they're not like flashy soloists or great, like, upfront guys.
They swing their asses off.
Yes. But I think still Bobby would be a little more bluesy than Sonny Clark would.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Dig This on a Soul Station is just
it's amazing for sure.
Yeah,
every music matters. I like it a lot.
Yeah. So what else? Sorry.
Soul Station is that's the quartet, right? There's no trumpet on that. It's only him, right?
Yeah. So Station is 4038, I think. Maybe wrong.
And the reason why you know that is because you bought that OG mono. You better know that.
Yeah, but the Music Matters much better.
Yeah. I still love collecting the early stuff. I love it.
It's cool to have. I have a bunch. I have like a cubes full of Blue Note originals, but they don't compare.
I think I have 4 of the Hank Mobley Music Matter 45s.
Okay. Which ones?
I don't know.
Just like all of the. Yeah. So that would. Yeah. I would love to get the 10-inch.
That 10-inch is amazing. But there's a 75th anniversary, which I sold when I bought my Music Matters. That one is really good.
Yeah.
I have the one that came out first as Japanese. I don't know if Blue Note has
Yeah,
put that out since.
no. It's what's it called? It's just that's one of
It
the
has a
best
cover
music
similar.
matters.
It's a similar cover to an older one.
Yeah.
Then
So,
I
yeah.
have a lot of the.
I think that like,
remake-
the time is right. I think that's how it's called. That one
Yeah.
is really good.
What about that one that everyone hated that came out as a tone poet like 3 years ago? They said it just wasn't a good sounding recording.
I don't know.
Who hated?
Which
I have
record?
3 of the LT series ones that I haven't upgraded.
I can't. Is there a bad
Slice
sounding?
at the top? Nah.
Yes, not the one. It came out and everyone said it's just not a good recording.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't a good sounding tone.
Oh, that was the live one, wasn't it? Or no?
No, not a live one.
No,
Let me pull up and see what it is.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm okay with those.
Yeah.
I think that's a good point, though. Organized Sound said Soul Session would be a good recommendation for someone just. I think that Hank Mobley in general, though, is a good recommendation.
That one in particular, I was that one
Curtain
in particular.
Call.
Absolutely.
Curtain Call. Yeah, I like it. I like this one.
That didn't sound good.
Nah,
I don't have it.
It sounds like Mike Rosley likes it. That sounds fine.
Yeah. Is that a quartet on that too? Does anybody remember?
Rob's looking at it. He can tell us.
It's interesting that he played a lot in quartet form. Like his first, like those 10-inch 5000 series.
Yeah.
So
Mike, go back to the list there. Go to 1550. That's the one.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
Okay. This one.
Yeah.
Let's just keep going. Let's just keep going. So
Kenny,
hold on. So Mobley's message is 56 Hack and Sack, and then the second one. Or no, this is.
I have this
one. You skipped one.
I skipped one. Oh, here it is. Second message. Also 56. I don't know if it was the exact same date. I probably should have looked, but it's not because it's different people. So this one is just Kenny Dorm, Walter Bishop, Doug Watkins, Art Taylor. I have this one too.
I like that cover. I've always liked that cover. The cover of both of those were cool.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But what's weird is if you go back and then we're gonna see here in a second the next one. It's like within 2 years he had 2 double messages. Like what the fuck? Like we get it. Right?
So yeah.
This message is the word, man.
Yeah.
This one has Lee Morgan on it, so it's probably like $1,000.
No, I have this one. It's not so crazy.
What do you think of Lee Morgan on Savoy, Felipe?
I find kind of weak. He was a teenager.
Yeah,
he had no musical direction, and let's be honest, he was really good at what he did, but he wasn't a technical guy by far, and it was still starting. So it's not that he was bad; he was just bad directed, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, you got to find like your thing, and if you have good people around you that know how to help discover that.
Yeah, and that's what talked many times. That's when Benny Golson took him, by his hand, and then it kind of fixed his career because his first Blue Note Indeed is kind of crappy compared to what he did later.
Yeah.
And Indeed was his very first recording. The Savoy he recorded later, but Savoy put it out first in a hurry to beat Blue Note.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's all the kind of stuff they would do. Yeah.
Yeah, I love this era, like the early mono mid 50s era. There's a lot that's unreissued. Like Blue Note and Prestige, obviously there's plenty of that stuff for everybody to dig into, but there's so much other stuff that is awesome.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. And what else do you have there in the list?
Oh, for Mobley?
Yeah, just a couple more. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, so we're still in 50. I mean, look how productive he is in 57. Yeah, that's incredible. So
1540.
We're talking like Corey Weeds. Well, Corey Weeds, I guess he puts out a lot of stuff every year too. It sounds like.
Yeah. And let's say they were paid by the session. He needed money to buy stuff.
Yeah. So we finish up his Prestige and his Savoy. And although he was on a lot of side man work on Prestige. Okay, then Blue Note. So this one.
Oh, I have this one. It's a blowy session. It's not brilliant.
No?
It's cool. No.
Oh, this looks cool though.
It looks cool. No, I have this copy.
Yeah.
But it's kind of okay. It deserves a nice reissue. I mean, it says a blowing session. It's not like outstanding. It's just like a regular blowing session.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
it's fine.
Really big.
It's fine.
So that's 56, release 57.
Mm-hmm.
Horace Silver, Paul Chambers, Charlie Persip.
Yeah.
Cool. And then we got this one has Milt Jackson, right?
I don't like this record. I think it's
how dare you?
It's freaking boring.
Yeah, so this one's Milt Jackson, Horace Silver, Doug Watkins, Art Blakey.
I have that rechanneled for stereo version.
Yeah. What do you think of the session?
I mean, again, it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing.
Yeah, but don't start there for sure.
Yeah. Well, it's a hard one to start with because.
Well, I mean, it's you can. If you find a copy, it's going to be like that rechannel for stereo of 70s.
Yeah, the original is going to be.
Get a nice Japanese, yeah, for sure. If you want to see the sound quality, for sure.
The original is rare and expensive.
Yeah. Also, I love this one.
This one is good.
Yeah.
So this one has
Well, that one so I found a Japanese of that. I think it has a different cover, no?
I don't know. No, because this is an official release, 1550.
Okay.
This lineup here is like isn't that a Horace Silver quintet lineup? Or maybe Art Blakey they swap out?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Because there's Hank Mobley and Art Farmer, I think.
Yeah, these were the early days. Remember, those guys were playing together, and they were just, switching here and there. Who would be the leader? Who, record stuff.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just do a quick tangent.
And Horace Silver, I mean, he took. This was shortly after he kind of broke with the Messengers, and he kind of wanted to do his stuff, but it took him a while to be convinced to be a leader, right?
Yeah, so, this one here. So this is Horace Silver Quintet, Art Farmer, Hank Mobley.
Yeah.
Bass and drum.
Yeah, because this 1550, if I'm not mistaken, I think his first one is going to be 1562. This one, yeah.
Yeah, I have that one. I have original of that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I have the Music Matters, which I think is still on their website.
And this one's Art Farmer, Clifford Jordan. This is the next. Yeah. You look at those early Horace Silvers.
This record, this is one of the best tone posts to get. I mean, people sleep on this one.
Before he locks up. What was his quintet with?
With the Blue Mitchell, right?
Yeah, Blue Mitchell and who's
later when Woody Shaw joined them. That stuff's good.
Yeah. Woody Shaw joins in that transition from this quintet to Song for My Father. And no, so Woody Shaw is in the what's the name of it? It's not the Tokyo Blues, another one.
I'm not sure.
I'm mixing things up now.
There's a lot of Horace Silver, but I feel like the earlier ones, his quintet switches so much that you get like a huge swath of like all the.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of changes there for sure.
So it's pretty cool just to collect all those early ones for sure.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
Horoscope is one of the best out of this bunch. Horoscope is really good.
It's Blue Mitchell, and who's the tenor player? I can't remember his name.
I just blanked on it.
Oh, it's
Let me pull it out here.
Okay. It's
I am pulling it out.
Junior Mance, right? Junior Mance or Junior Mance piano player.
Yeah, exactly.
Junior Cook.
Yeah, Junior Cook.
So Junior Cook, Blue Mitchell.
Yeah.
I got it.
Horoscope Tokyo Blues.
There we go.
Yeah, it's the Tokyo Blues, yes. And blowing the blues away, blah blah. Then Horoscope, I think it's one of the best. It's kind of weird cover for a Blue Note, kind of different. But I think it's really well taught. If you think about reading the palm, the hand, and we all know that Horace Silver later in his career, even maybe at this time, was becoming like a more spiritual guy and all that stuff, So yeah, so it has a lot to do with that. You see the horoscope there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's esoteric in a sense. So it's Blue Mitchell, Junior Cook, Gene Taylor, and Roy Brooks. It's a killer band.
Let's go back to the Hank Mobley stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought he had more than one 10-inch, but I guess that's it. He just had that one.
That was it. Yeah. I mean, he has So then you have Hank 1560.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This is good.
What a great design.
This is good. Yeah.
So you can see Donald Byrd, John Jenkins. So John Jenkins on tenor, yeah.
Yeah, he has a 1570 with Kenny Burrell. 1573 with Kenny Burrell.
So you got two tenors then, because John Jenkins or is he an alto? Is John Jenkins alto? I bet you he's alto.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me check. Yes. Okay. So you got Hank Mobley, John Jenkins, Donald Byrd, Bobby Timmons, right? We were just talking about Bobby and how he wrote what is it?
Moaning.
What it is. Yeah. Moaning and I forget the name now. Wilbur Ware, Philly Joe Jones. So great lineup. Dig this. That's it. Okay, and then we got this one. I have the music matters of this. This one's cool. There was like a
this is a hard and expensive one to get to, but I think musically it's not that inspired.
You know what? I like the first track on it. The first track has this like this style that was happening. Like you can hear it on a number of early titles. I feel like it's like their interpretation of like Eastern sound. And what's that?
Nothing.
And I feel like it's just interesting to hear them play like that.
Yeah. No,
they do that every once.
Why are you making the deep dive take 7 hours, Mike? You keep turning it off. You know you want to do it. You know you want to. You know what you want to look at.
I'm being sensitive to Felipe. I know Felipe is an anti deep diver.
Oh well, it's okay. Two against one.
Felipe likes.
I'm a shallow diver. I like to snorkel by the reefs.
Opposite. No, you're like a submarine. You do submarine deep dives. Off live streams.
All right. So what's next?
Oh yeah, we got OG Bums.
There you go. Thank you, Roberto. Yeah. Can you send 9099?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'll listen to some records this week. I'll show a couple things. I showed them last week, but I actually listened to them now. So
I'm going to grab a bite and be right back.
Out the lunch behind you. Did you listen to that?
Yes, I did. I'll listen to this. This was awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's one of the Charlie Parties, Volume 8. So what was all this shit, 10-inch stuff originally, Mike, or was it 78? What's the story?
Well, with the Verve stuff, no, that probably would have been 12-inch.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Because that came out in the early 50s.
That makes sense. Well, this is a Japanese copy, and it sounds really good. I mean, it sounds nice, you know.
Or not early 50s. I think 55 maybe.
After I bought this, though, I realized that I have. Well, I put it away. You know that Verve, Charlie Parker, not the complete, but the master takes CD box set. It's got this on it. But that the reason I like that more than like the complete takes is like this fucking record has like, it's good, but it's got like two of the same song like 4 times. Like they play the song and they play it again and it's slightly different, and they play another song and they play it again. I was like, I don't really need to hear. I don't know. I don't like hearing shit repeated that much.
Wait, they do that on the LP or no?
Yeah, on the LP. Yeah,
they did all takes. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't realize they did that for Verve.
I mean, they did the same shit with like those early Blue Notes have some repeats on them too, like the early 1500 series.
Yeah,
they'll have alternate cuts on there too, because that was all older shit. This is kick ass. Everyone should.
Wait, hold on. So what did you think of Parker? Anything jump out at you?
I've heard it all like 100 times before because I have the CD box. It's awesome. It's Parker, yeah. That's it.
God, I didn't realize you.
No, Chris, you're supposed to say, yes, this jumped out at me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
What did you learn from listening to Charlie Parker?
Nothing, because I've listened to it 100 times before. This is good, though.
There you go. Now we're talking. Thank you, Stevie.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the $5.
Yeah, thanks for putting Roberto to shame. You didn't even ask a stupid
Roberto,
question.
you're entitled to beat that now, okay?
Yes, you're entitled to beat that.
Okay.
It's encouraged. So anyway, this is great. This is 80s David Newman, or maybe 70s. I can't remember. But 87. It's cool. It's got so David Newman flute, alto, and tenor. Kirk Lightsey. That's why I bought it, because Kirk Lightsey plays piano. Eddie Gladden on drums. David Williams bass, and then Steve Nelson plays the vibraphone. So the vibrophone's pretty cool. Anyway, it sounds really good. a great player. He's one of the Texas Tendermen. Has that real? It's real R&B infused, soul jazz. So cheap heat for $5.
Was his nickname Fathead?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the story behind that, we've looked it up before, but I'll just quickly say it.
Yeah, I
He
forgot.
was in high school and playing, and his band director noticed that he was just memorizing instead of reading the
That's right.
charts.
Yes.
So he called him a fathead, and then I guess all the kids started calling him that, and that's how he got his
Yeah.
nickname.
That's right.
He had a complex.
Yeah.
Now, Rob, do you give your students nicknames like that?
Yes, they're all fatheads.
They're all fatheads. Meathead.
Yeah. So now, I was thinking, do you guys want to get rid of records? Should we do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. So
Great.
everybody talks about gravy trains and getting records and all that stuff, and I think it's pretty fair. We use them a lot. We keep them. Some of them, I think every reviewer keeps them. I don't know where. They might have like 300 warehouses spread all over the country. So we kind of talked about it. We decided to give it back. So we decided just to keep one record that we liked from the whole batch that we got from Record Store Day, and we're gonna give away the leftovers to the viewers. We still haven't figured out how to do it. But
I have an idea.
Sure.
Okay.
So we could put up a spinner, a number spinner. Have everybody put a number in the chat, and whoever's number is closest to it wins.
What if two people get the same number?
They're both disqualified instantly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Isn't there a way to port out?
Don't pick the same number.
Yeah.
Well, Felipe, you want to show the record? Do we have the records that we're going to give
I
away?
have the records here with me.
Okay. Do you want to show what they are?
Gonna be the art pepper.
Ooh, very nice.
The art
Should have
pepper.
sent it to me.
And
Screw these guys.
if you're planning to wake up early and want to do like me, do not wake up early on Saturday.
Yeah.
You can get this one here. We're gonna give it away now.
right now. Yeah.
We're gonna give it away now. It's ultrasonic clean. It's the one I used in the video. Was touched by my hands.
So we have.
I think it's fair, man. I don't know where those people keep all those records they get from the labels or whatever they do. If they sell, it's pretty lame. I hope they don't.
Yeah.
But let's give it away to our viewers.
Yeah.
Here's what we're gonna do.
Chris, isn't there a way to port out everyone in the chat?
Wait, a what?
Oh, I know what you mean.
You can port out everyone making a comment in the chat. And in those spinning wheel sites, you can just put everyone's name in there.
I don't know how to do that shit, dude.
Well, anyway, we'll figure it out. We're not.
I thought you were an IT genius.
Or we could come up with a question. If we come up with a question, the first one to answer the question.
I already said. Why do we have to change
What's Chris's middle name?
Well, hold on. What if we do something tomorrow? What if like Felipe, Chris, and I jump on quickly tomorrow during Record Store Day to do this? I think that could be maybe a fun.
I'm going to be at Record Store Day tomorrow.
Actually,
afterwards.
Hold on. Yeah. I can tell you this. I do know you can port out comments. So after this live stream is posted, have everyone make a comment there, and you can port out everyone who made the comment, and then pick winners from that.
So I think that's a good idea.
Look, now's better. Now it says now's better. Everybody says what's the number range? They just want to know. Like, why do we have to make it fucking complicated? Let's just do it.
Okay, it's 1 to kabillion, Delphina.
No, it's not. I think
let's
do 1 to 30.
Because we gave hints of that already. Okay, so the first person to write on the chat which record I kept, Mike kept, and Chris kept. What do you think?
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
I have no.
That's fine.
I feel like we should have been better prepared for this. We look like amateurs.
Yeah, I've been asking you guys for like 2 weeks to do that. Nobody.
I think we should hold. We regroup tomorrow. We do a quick live stream in the afternoon. We do it, and this is a way to celebrate Record Store Day. So it could be a fun thing to do. What do you guys think?
Yeah, let's think of a range of numbers. Yeah.
I think if we solve for it right now, it's not going to
be. Here's the problem. There's like 24 marks. There are 24 marks in the chat.
Yeah. Let's do. Yeah. So we're gonna come up with a system, and maybe tomorrow. What time? 12 Eastern.
I'm not
We'll
doing
do-
it tomorrow, so I've got shit to do tomorrow. So I don't know why it has to be so damn complicated.
It doesn't, but it's just we have no clue what we're doing. And so I'm just saying we could just take some time and figure it
I
out.
want to give this away, but I want to be fair.
All right, I'll show you how to be fair. Let me show you what I'm thinking, and if you disagree, then we can do the same thing tomorrow.
Everyone should make a video on their channel.
I mean, then Mike's going to go away? Okay, fuck it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
He does want to be part of this.
I guess
when there's a investigation by the FBI.
I guess so. Oh, man.
You know what? Jazz Bum Gate has a ring to it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the Pharaoh Sanders. No, I might toss it. How about tossing it?
No, don't toss it. Oh, man. Well, that's anticlimactic.
Actually, I might throw some I have some records from Omnivore.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because there's just too much stuff, guys. Honestly, I usually just mail to people records from Record Store Day leftovers, and but I think it would be cool to do something, here and give a chance for viewers to grab one.
Yes.
We get records because we have viewership and because of you guys. I think it's fair.
That's right. It's correct. I agree.
Right.
All right. I guess we'll do it tomorrow. That'll be fun.
Let's do it tomorrow. So tomorrow, let's put an announcement somewhere. What time we're going to be doing this?
We'll put it on the Discord.
Yeah,
for sure. All right. See, look, everybody hates it. No, it's gone. Oh no.
We are the only reviewers that give records back to the audience. Okay.
Yes. Everyone's busy tomorrow. This is a good point. I think we do it now. Why not?
Yeah.
Right here. Let's just do it. It'll be fun. What do you think? What's the number range? 1 to 30? Is there more than 30 people going to guess it?
Yeah. How many people are chatting? There's 127 watching.
I'll do 1 to 50 then. Whoever gets closest to 50 without going over, or not closest to 50, closest to the number, 1 to 100. Okay.
1 to 100. Yeah, it's fair. Yes.
Okay,
so we're going to give
people can read people's posts in the chat, right?
Yeah, no, I know, but we're going to spin it. Okay. So anyway, pick a number between 1 and 100, and whoever gets closest to that number without going over wins the record.
Yeah.
But now you have to account for all the numbers people are doing.
And so first record we're doing will be the Art Pepper. Okay.
Okay. Cool. I just got to figure out how to share my screen again because I'm an idiot. Oh my god!
So you have to get the number exactly?
No, closest to the number without going over.
What if there's two people that are one?
Then we'll redo it. If you guess the same number, we'll redo it.
Yeah, we're gonna have a shootout.
All right. Well, we have to. Okay.
We're gonna wait a few minutes and we'll see. We can scroll back up.
Yeah,
let's do this.
Yeah, Mike, write down all the names and numbers.
Yes. All right.
No, that's fine. I think it's awesome.
I didn't anticipate how many numbers there were going to be. It's not that many. All right.
You know what? There's going to be 50 lawsuits. That's my prediction.
I regret this completely. So anyway, we'll give it a minute.
Actually, good job, Chris.
Yeah, no shit. I'm going to put a timer. Look, I'm going to put a timer, and then I'm going to spin it, and then when the spin's done, we're done. So if you don't get your vote,
why don't we just spin it until it hits on somebody's number?
Hey, nothing's more apropos than a Pepto-Bismol ad above.
I don't think we should do closest to the number because I think it can get too confusing. So I just say, why don't we just spin it until we land on somebody's number?
Because I don't know what all the numbers are.
Well, I can look at them here.
All right, fine. We're spinning it right now. First spin.
Right. All right, when this thing ends, I'm cutting it off. Okay, so easy now, 20. Okay,
100.
So let's scroll up.
No.
Oh,
it just meant he was the last person to get his number in.
Yeah, the only thing I know is Maz is disqualified. Maz has no room here.
Yeah, Maz, you're disqualified. Okay. Oh
So
my
who was
god.
the first? Let's scroll up.
Did anybody put number 100?
The closest one that I saw.
No, we got
No, there's an 87 from Renato.
Mark H selected every number from 1 to 100.
That doesn't count.
No, he suggested the range. That was
Oh.
the range. Yeah.
All right, so nobody got 100. You want to spin it again?
So
I
we
guess.
have Renato 87. Yeah, that was the closest one.
All right,
We're
let's
gonna
spin it
be here
again.
all night doing these guys.
No shit.
Oh, there,
Oops. Damn
Okay,
it.
so are we doing the next one?
Yeah.
No.
So who won the first one?
No one, because you said it had to be the exact number. You made it worse.
Okay. All right, good.
Okay, let's make it the closest, guys. Otherwise, it's going to be a mess.
All right. 52. The closest without going over to 52 is not that hard.
Okay. Without
So
going
it's-
over. Okay.
Without going over, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be made hard.
So it didn't count for the first one?
No, nobody had 100, so no. I went way too far back up. Okay, so
52.
Roberto has 50.
Okay.
Roberto picked 80 numbers.
He did pick. No, he didn't.
Yeah.
He yelled
Yeah,
out Delfina saying he picked the number first.
I'm
Okay.
scrolling through.
Stop
I think
picking
that's
numbers,
it.
people. It's over.
Yeah, it is over. Okay, yeah, I got the Mazzy. So yeah, so Roberto wins the first record, the Art Pepper.
Congrats, Roberto.
Very nice.
Yeah. But to be fair, Roberto
So this wasn't that hard.
spent $700 asking dumb questions.
That's true. Okay. Now, what's the other one, Felipe? What's the other one?
That's the Kenny Dorham. With the liner, with the original press release from
Yes.
Resonance. Yes.
Hopefully you don't get our channel banned for doing this. It's not like gambling or something.
No.
You can sleep in, Roberto, tomorrow morning.
It's a giveaway, yes. So no, different numbers, right?
What?
No, same numbers. We're not starting over.
Yeah, let's just use the same numbers. Well, what if people want to get in now? Maybe we should do it again.
Shit, no, I don't want to do it
Give
again.
another minute, yes.
This is turning into a cluster.
Y'all are making everything worse, harder. Okay, listen. This is not bingo night. Everyone, I guess, do another number now, starting with this Elliot Cruz comment.
Yeah, so
Start
Elliot's
another
a great
number.
point. So your number has to be after Elliot's is this bingo
Yes.
night comment.
Correct.
Yeah. I have a
Okay.
feeling 52 is going to be picked again.
Roberto cannot win again, so no.
Yeah, Roberto, you're excluded.
Go.
Stay with your number, people. No new numbers.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah,
We're
get-
gonna-
I'm
get-
leaving Elliot's. See, I'm going to leave Elliot's highlighted though, because that'll make it easy to find where the numbers start again.
I just
Save
want
it.
to grab records to give away now. This is really
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have 2 more next month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have 2 more. We haven't received them yet, but we're gonna have 2 more next month.
Yeah, this is
This
definitely
is worse
fun.
than the church festival cakewalk. Hey, cakewalks are badass. How dare you?
All right, everybody, get your numbers in. We're going to close it off in a few seconds here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get them in.
What is it again, Felipe? Show the record again, because I already forgot. Because I got some new
Kenny Dorham live at the Blue Morocco.
Oh, Kenny Dorham, yeah. I like that one. I streamed some of it. Why'd you do that? Why'd you highlight the comment? I had Elliot's
Yeah.
comment
I think
highlighted
the
so I could
jazz
find
bombs
the
are gonna
beginning
fight
of the
each other.
numbers easily. Damn it, man. All right. Are we done? Are we done with numbers?
Yeah, let's cut it off right now. So the last number is going to be It's going to be Renato at 90. Renato's the last
Renato at
number.
90 is the last number. Okay. Let's see here. Do. Lucky spin.
Here we go. Big money, big money, big money. What do we got?
42.
All right, so whoever had like closest without going over to 42 wins this one. Let me find Elliot's comment now.
I'm looking at
We have DJ Vino Vertigo 42. He's one.
DJ Vinyl Vertigo net. Bang on with 42.
Oh,
Perfect.
nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
Nice.
That was easy.
Well, that was good. It could be
was good.
problematic if people select the same number and it wins, but hopefully that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but he was the first one to post 42. Yeah, I was scrolling here.
Oh, yeah. I guess the first.
Yes,
only
sweet.
defaults in the book.
Please reach out to us on Instagram. I think that's the easiest way to do it, and
Congrats.
I will deal with that. Yes, it's gonna be only $20 shipping plus $8 for the ultrasonic.
Awesome.
Okay.
Chris will flatten the record for free.
Listen, you degenerate. We're just trying to give shit away and make it fair. How dare you?
Very cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.
pretty awesome, guys. Thank you. And there's going to
Was
be
there
more.
3 records or 2?
There's 2.
We did 2.
Yeah.
Do you want to do one,
have a
Rob?
Yeah, I have a record I'll give away.
Awesome.
Are you going to do a new set of numbers, or can we use the last set?
It's up to you guys.
Let's do
I
new
have
New
this
set.
from this Record Store Day record from Omnivore, Doc Thomas. These are all demos songs he wrote for Elvis. This is a 2 LP set. 2 LPs.
Okay. All right. So if you want this, we're going to have the breakpoint at Vinyl and Kicks 86. He says same numbers. So get your number in, and we'll do the spinny wheel.
New numbers for this.
Actually, I have 2 others, but I don't know if people will be into the.
I think this is enough. I think the 3 is enough.
Okay.
It's getting complicated with all these numbers.
Here we go.
That looks cool. So he wrote the songs for Elvis and recorded himself singing them?
Yes, these are demos of Elvis songs he recorded.
That's kind of neat.
You know what? If anyone wants to reach out to me, I have CDs, some old comps of Doc Thomas songs.
Yes, fluffy numbers.
Numbers. Pick a number between 1 and 100, people.
Yeah, we have figured this out. So basically, you put a number in closest to without going over, and if 2 people have the same number, the person who put the number in first gets it. So you can't take somebody's number.
Yes.
Yeah, and if you do win and I don't like you, you're not getting the record.
Oh no.
No, you are locked in. Even your enemies get the record.
Yes. All right, Roberto,
Okay.
you can't win again, buddy.
Yeah, and if you've won during the session, then
What's that?
we gotta open it up. Okay, let's we'll do a few more seconds. I think there's like a 7-second delay, so
Yeah.
and when I see the last number, I'm going to count to 7, and that'll be it. So Delphina's at 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so DJ Vinyl Vertigo is the end.
Okay.
All right, let's spin it.
Of course, I didn't prepare to actually share my screen or anything while we were talking about this. That would have made sense. All right. I don't know why it's being stupid. Hang on. Oh, well, whatever. Oh, no.
Brought to you by Xanaflex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, giggity.
Ooh, 69.
Wow, 69.
69. So let's go back up.
Let's
Who
see if
picked
any-
it?
Wow, nobody picked anything in the 60s. Why are the 60s? Okay. 50. There's
One
a
more
59.
roll.
There's a 59. That's who was that? Easy Now 27.
Bro.
Oh,
68.
68. Oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
No,
what?
you can't get better than that. So yeah.
So what?
Final,
What now? Who won?
final
Vinyl
Kicks 86.
Wait, who? Vinyl Vic. Okay, reach out to me.
Yes. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah,
That's
we have
pretty
more in the future, and I think we're trying to do more of those. It's fair enough. Again,
Hey,
with the
also-
viewers, and we don't need to keep everything that they send us.
I have 2 new Omnivore releases of Nellie McKay. I realize this is not for a lot of people. Reach out to me privately if you're interested in both of these. I'll send these to you.
All right.
Okay,
Cool.
singer-songwriter. So I don't think that'll be for everyone. So, but Vinyl and Kicks, congratulations. Just reach out to me.
Yeah, that was fun. We'll do that more often.
Chris, did you finish what you were going to show?
Oh, I don't know.
I'll go grab a bite.
Okay. I'm going to mute you. Oh, he's done. Okay.
I'm gonna jump out.
Okay. I'm going to take one.
All right, Delphina, you get the Nellie McKay records. I'll
Who
put
is
them in
she?
my car.
No, that'll be cool. You're seeing her tomorrow?
I mean, we run into each other regularly, so she's staying. I'm not going where she's record shopping down in Long Beach.
All right. I'll show a few more. Well, Mike left. Damn it, Mike. Here's a couple. I've showed these before too, but I'll listen to them more. You have this one, right, Rob?
Yes, I do. In fact, I have a lot of those because they made several records of that. And in fact, I have one I can show as you show that
All right.
because I have it right up here.
So I've listened to this about 3 times now. It's Roswell Rudd. It's the Jazz Composers Orchestra plays Pneumatic Swing Band, composed and conducted by Roswell Rudd. He also plays on this, of course. And it's a pretty big band. Like I said, I've shown it before, but it's really cool. I mean, it's I love big band free jazz, or maybe avant-garde's a better description because it's kind of hard to play without any kind of time signature when you have 12, 15 people playing. So anyway, this is really, really excellent. Highly recommend this. You can probably pick this up for like $20.
How's like you mentioned it's like free, but how's like the style of it? Like, is it
It is orchestrated.
Yeah, it's
So
orchestrated.
it does have a sort of structure to it, but there's a little bit of free in there.
Yeah, it's more about the like weird keys and shit that they're playing than just everybody doing their own thing and it being hard to understand what the fuck's happening. What are you doing? Is this a smoke signal?
No, but this is another one. This is led by Cecil Taylor.
Yeah.
Actually, this is easier to see. So
there we go.
There's, I think, 5 of these.
Yeah.
There's one Don Cherry leads. There's a
Leroy Jenkins, right?
There's a Leroy Jenkins. There's a Charles Taylor one.
There's a Don Cherry has one too, I think.
Right. I said Don Cherry. I have most of them.
Yeah.
So
I don't have any.
All right. This one's cool. I'm sure we're gonna do a video about this at some point. So this was This is Craig's new record from Analog October. It's Neil Ardley, Harmony of the Spheres. Really nice. Nice packaging.
All right.
Sounds amazing. This is pretty cool. It's like spacey, I don't know, like fusion, basically.
It's like Tangerine Dream.
Okay. Yeah, I don't even listen to their stuff. It's really good, though. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I went over to Jim's. I lent it to Jim and listened on his system, which is beyond my system. And it sounded incredible.
Whoop. So there's the band. If I can't see that, let's see if it'll focus.
All right.
Anyway, it's a bunch of guys I've never heard of. It's British, so not what I've heard of them. But anyway, yeah, I really like this. There's a bunch of synthesizer on here.
What does he play? Is he a piano player?
Yeah, he plays the ARP and ARP Odyssey and then Omni synthesizer. So he's just playing synth on this, basically.
Okay. Is there tenor sax?
There is flute, soprano sax, clarinet, soprano, trumpet, flugelhorn. No tenor.
Okay.
Bass guitar, a couple guitars. Some pianos, a moog, drums, percussion. It's kind of
it has a fusion. It has a fusion element to it.
Yeah, totally. It's really cool.
But it's like new agey. Look, if you ever saw the movie, the Tom Cruise movie, where he has all the hookers. What's the name of it? All
the hookers.
They did the soundtrack to that. They did a lot of movies. Tangerine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you've heard that before. Legend, the Tom Cruise movie Legend. They did the soundtrack to that.
Who did? Neil Ardley?
Tangerine Dream.
Oh, Tangerine Dream. Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
Hey, Kicks and Vinyl doesn't want the record. Who wants the Doc Pumice record? He's a sore loser.
He didn't lose. Just give it away on your next.
He's a sore winner.
I don't want to fuck with it. Just give it away on your stream.
No. Someone reach out to me and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, that's fine. If you really want it. This is cool. I'll listen to this a couple times now. This
that's good.
Bobby Hutcherson in the Vanguard. This is great. It's Bobby Hutcherson, Kenny Barron, Buster Williams, and Alan Foster. So I'm sure this is like a $5 record. It's on that Landmark digital label that Orrin Keepnews had. Really good cheap pizza. Promo. Look at this. The Doc. This is unfortunate. The Doc piss is great. That's weird.
Well, Mazzy isn't, but Mazzy doesn't drink. Everyone.
Yeah. And it sounds. Yeah. Anyway, this record I was showing just now sounds really good too. I don't know if I guess Landmark was ultimately owned by Kraft because this is maybe this is just a maybe that's not
I
true. I
think
don't know.
Landmark is owned by Craft Fantasy. They all bought up
Well,
all.
see, but this was in a fantasy sleeve, and I don't know if this came out in a fantasy sleeve or
No, it
not.
did.
It
I
did.
think they did. I think they
So it
did.
sounds like those '80s,
Yeah.
kind of contemporaries and stuff like that.
Roberta, man.
Wow, y'all are wild in the comments.
You should pay $10 to make that comment.
I'm going to start. I'm starting a poll. It's the question is it's not even a question. It's just RSD, Pharaoh Sanders, Ziffo Zam, my gifts. If you're going to get it or not, I just want to see what people are planning to do. So yes or no? Are you picking that up? Just curious. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going out for record store day. If you're not, then don't answer the question.
Yeah,
or do. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
But yeah, I asked Chris earlier to revisit Out to Lunch.
Oh yeah.
Because I picked up a recent. I had the classic series, and I was able to find a Liberty copy for cheap, so that came in. So I listened to the Liberty, and I listened to the classic, and I streamed it a bunch. So I've been listening to that record a lot, and I just want to. I just feel like I have a whole different appreciation, understanding of it. Now.
I think I have a Liberty, but it's a Van Gelder. I kept that and got rid of the classic.
Okay, mine's a Liberty, but it's not Van Gelder, which should not be a mark against it because it sounds as good. I mean, I think it may even sound better. Frankly, it sounds really good. Those non-Van Gelder Liberties, they go for less money because they don't have the provenance of Rudy there.
Right.
But by 67, people knew how to cut from tape. I mean, this thing sounds freaking awesome. So it's a good way to get really good sounding records. I mean, you get the classic series; it probably sounds better. I A/B'd the two. And I was doing some work in the house while I was listening. I got to tell you, I couldn't really hear a difference. I'm sure there is if I really sat and listened, but both of them sounded absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's good recording. I love the record, and what are your new impressions? Because you said there's
Well, I don't think I got it when the classic series came out for the first time. I probably listened to it a couple of times, streamed it a couple of times to sample like throughout the years. And just me getting it and sitting and listening to it and just getting it, just really starting to love a certain style of free jazz, which is generally like the smaller group. It's like, I keep showing this record, but in terms of style, it just represents it perfectly. It's like a really spacious, fun, interesting, conversational, free jazz, geeky in some ways style. And I freaking love it. And I feel like I can totally hear elements of that in Out to Lunch now. And they're just all great. Freddie Hubbard's great on it. I love how they play with the space. I mean, that's really where it's at. Like just the whole composition, how it's structured and odd. I just like it now. I mean, I could see how people say this is their favorite Blue Note record. I mean, it is a freaking awesome record, but I don't think it never connected with me up until just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. But, I used to listen to it. When I first got it, I would listen to it once every 2 weeks. I would listen to it because all I was listening to was regular hard bop.
Yeah.
Like all the Blue Notes, and I'd listen to like 50 of them. And, after a while, it just all kind of blends in. It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But then I would listen Out to Lunch, and it was like a jolt, out of that normalcy, which was always kind of nice.
Yeah.
And made me. I love it. I mean, I like a lot of free jazz, and the stuff I like, I'll listen to. And I do like to mix it up, though.
Yeah.
I like to listen to different shit, free jazz, hard bop, whatever, old ass, whatever.
I could tell you that I've been picking up a lot of free jazz. I think I'm getting to the point where free jazz is I can hear the differences with the musicians. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
I just a lot I don't like.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. I guess when I first got into jazz, I was getting everything that was well reviewed and cool and had cool covers and just jumped in and bought everything. And then after kind of that scattershot approach, I really kind of anchored myself in the stuff I really just wanted to explore. And then through that, I just happened to really like the early stuff. And I just feel like as I got appreciation of that and understand what came before, like Out to Lunch in a really deep way, that when I hear Out to Lunch, that makes, I just, I don't know. I feel like that I have a different appreciation for it. I don't know.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's fucking
here's a
awesome.
good question for you, Mike, because there's enough Delphi stuff from around that period of time.
So yeah, Auto Launch is an interesting recording. I think it's
Yeah.
probably his most mature because it's 64. He did those 5 spots earlier. He did some prestige records, right? And Out There, if I'm not mistaken, Richard Davis was already playing with him.
Hmm.
Freddie Hubbard is very important in this record. Freddie Hubbard recorded a lot of Eric Dolphy before that. Richard Davis and Tony Williams was a really good choice because they were players known at that time in bass and drums. They were not like playing just beats, pacing the rhythm. They were actually just playing stuff during the horn solos, which is the kind of stuff that like Scott LaFaro would do, playing with Ornette Coleman. And there's a lot going on there in terms of composition. There's a tribute to an Italian classical musician. The first song, Hats and Beard, is a tribute to Monk, right?
Mhm.
So there's a lot going on in that record. And Dolphy's main idea is to
I didn't know
get
that
this guy that he always played with, that he knew that he could play free with them. And it was pretty much just play a couple bars and then just go wherever you want to go. That was his idea with the Out to Lunch.
I didn't know the first song "Hat and Beard" was dedicated to Monk, and
Yes, it's Monk.
I feel like now when I think about how it sounds, that totally
Exactly.
makes that like adds a lot.
Yeah,
to
so
it.
that's what makes this record brilliant because everything there is like thought. Although it's a free record,
Uh-huh.
everything is made with a purpose. He knew exactly what he wanted to do in every song in the record.
It's great. I don't know. It just clicked with me recently, and
It's not all free either. I mean, it's more avant-garde
No.
a lot of times because
It's-
like
it's-
there's
it's like-
there's actual
yeah.
metered time throughout a lot of this.
It's like a very structured mass in a sense, right?
Yeah.
It's very
Yeah.
structured.
but it's
Yeah.
really good. And Bobby Hutcherson, those tones
Yeah.
that he adds like such a weird like I don't know like sideways feeling almost. Like it makes it that tone is kind of incredible for this style. Like
Yeah.
oh, so the thing is, so when I was listening to this, I was like, damn, this is like fantastic. And then I started streaming. I don't have a copy of it. Bobby Hutcherson Dialogue, because I think that's a similar group on that. There's I think like a few of the guys that are on Out to Lunch are on Dialogue,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I think it's maybe a year difference, but so I was listening to that, and then I had a whole different thought on Dialogue because I was coming from listening to Out to Lunch, and now I just feel like it helped contextualize it a lot for me, and I want to probably get the tone poet of that.
That's great. Tomorrow was good.
Yeah, no, it's good, and I think although there's that set of dimensionality that they put there, what I like those like piercing sounds that Freddie Hubbard puts throughout the thing kind of makes it sound so bigger, so
Yeah,
yeah,
he's great. Like he just does these little like riffs, like not like continuous like solo melodies, just like different sounds of the trumpet almost. And he's just fiery. He's cool. The whole thing is
He
awesome.
wasn't that old.
Freddie Hubbard? No.
Oh, no, he was like I think what was the first one, like 61, 60?
Freddie
He
Hubbard?
was born in 38.
Yeah, no, I mean his first Blue Notes one, they were like in 1960, 61.
Yeah, Freddie Hubbard
Solos,
was 4000 series.
yeah, Ready for Freddie, right? I think it was like very early 4000s.
Yeah.
Open Sesame. Yeah.
What he was a messenger, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What album was he? What albums is he on?
Man.
If there was a source we could look at,
They kicked Lee Morgan out of
You
the
guys should
group.
know this.
just Wikipedia it up, man. Come on.
Why are you fact shaming them?
Pop quiz.
Maybe?
Anyway, the Out to Lunch is incredible, and obviously, like, it's funny when we first started streaming. Stunty joined the live stream, and he was just like, my favorite Blue Note's Out to Lunch, and I was just like, oh, that's so weird. Like, it's such a weird sounding record. Like, why would you pick that one? And I kind of get it now. I wouldn't pick it as my favorite, but it's probably a top 3 for me now. I think it's probably their best avant-garde record.
Well, yeah.
It kind of remind me sometimes. People might say it's a stretch. Those weird, very psychedelic episodes of Tom and Jerry. Might have a soundtrack for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So,
what I really thought, it's funny, you listen to this shit and you hear something different. The thing that stood out to me today was when I was listening to it, the dialogue between
Hutcherson, you're the jackass of the VC.
Oh, damn, I'm saying something. Shut the fuck up, people. The dialogue between Hutcherson and Tony is really kick ass. Especially like when Bobby would just like gank, gank, gank. He's like just smashing the mallet on the fucking vibe, and it's not like vibrating at all. Whenever he would start doing that, Tony Williams would definitely accent those things. Just them talking to each other through their music's pretty cool.
Yeah, and it's extremely well recorded.
Well, I mean,
Rub. Now you can yell at
Mm-hmm.
Mazzy, Rob. Now you can yell at Mazzy.
Mazzy, you're the jackass of the VC. Hey, Felipe and Mike, if you're gonna, I think it's around the same time. How would you compare Out to Lunch with Tony Williams' Lifetime?
I don't know Lifetime well enough to make a comparison.
Well, I heard it twice.
Again, Rob, I think Out to Lunch is a more structured work, better written by a guy that was, I think, in a different stage of his career. Although it's a very similar band, but Dolphy, he was in command of that thing. He knew what he was doing, I think, and he had a lot of playing with that band already. And pretty much, Tony Williams was the newbie in that band, right?
Yeah.
Who's on Lifetime?
Gary
Tony Williams. Good.
Tony Williams, Gary Peacock. I think Herbie Hancock, is he there?
Yeah, it's Tony Williams, Sam Rivers on tenor, Bobby Hutcherson vibes, Herbie Hancock piano, and then Ron Carter, Richard Davis, or Gary Peacock.
It was Ron Carter,
yeah. I need to get a copy of that. I think I like that. I think from what I sampled, I would like that.
It's pretty good. It's a more accessible than
Spring.
Spring, yeah.
I was just gonna say I think I'll like it better than Spring.
I think Spring will be closer to Out to Lunch than in terms of being experimental.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I agree with that. So anyway, so then this is, I think I have like 2 Bobby Hutchersons. This is the OG mono of Happenings, and I got this. I think I paid like $50 for it, and I looked online recently. This thing is really expensive. So another guy that I see a lot outside of Tony Williams on the more avant-garde records is Joe Chambers. I feel like I haven't really explored Joe Chambers too much. But this one has Herbie Hancock as well. So Herbie, Bobby, Bob Cranshaw, who played a lot with Jackie, and then Joe Chambers.
That's sick. I don't know if I have that. I can't remember.
It's good. It's more straight ahead, except the last track on side B.
Yeah,
but it's good. I mean, Bobby Hutcherson, Herbie Hancock.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. You get the classic.
Get that classic. And this is
I think I got the classic already.
Yeah, this is Van Gelder. But anyway, I remember I didn't pay that much for it, and I looked it up, and I just couldn't get over how much this thing goes for.
I like Dialogue better than that one.
Yeah. I mean, this was well recorded. I mean, and there's not much going on. It's very silent, so it's nice to get the echoes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, here's why. I mean, freaking Dialogue. Listen to the lineup real quick. Bobby Hutcherson, Sam Rivers, Freddie Hubbard, Andrew Hill, Richard Davis, and Joe Chambers. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I think pretty much all the songs are Andrew Hill songs. Or like almost all of them are Andrew Hill songs.
So this is that Liberty I got recently. It's still on the shrink.
Hmm.
I'm gonna keep the shrink on it. I think. I have this Liberty, and then I have Inventions and Dimensions. That's also in the shrink. So
Yeah.
I have a
I
shrink.
feel like I'm
collection.
on a stream from the Jazz Bums 3 years ago.
Too bad. We're talking about the same stuff over and over. Welcome to
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the label. And yeah, there's no Van Gelder, but I have, how I purchase records strategically, like these not Van Gelder stereos, all of them are killer that I have. And I have like probably 3 or 4 of them.
They're probably better.
So anyway, I don't want to reveal all my secrets, but don't be, if it's electronically rechanneled for stereo, you have to be worry if there's no Van Gelder. But even then, if you know that Rudy would have recorded in stereo, if you see that on the back, they use that just because it gets complicated. There's a whole science behind it, but there's ways to figure out which ones are actually and which ones are not.
Right.
And the ones.
So, anything recorded after 1958 was a stereo. So,
Yeah.
but some of them did not come as a stereos originally.
There's
So
a science behind it. It's
It's so
like how they used to use
so in
rabbits
the,
to determine
so
if
in
they're
the, in
right.
the late 60s, because it was kind of cool to put electronically rechannel and all that stuff. So they used that in records that were rechannel, they were pure mono, and stuff that was stereo as well, but whenever released as stereo, so just put a stamp on it.
So
Yeah.
this is Blue Light Stereo. Okay, this is the Liberty reissue of Volume 1, Kenny Burrell. On the back, it has this. So if you see that, people are like, forget it, I don't want it. And I totally get it. I wouldn't want it either. It says electronically re-recorded to simulate stereo, and it's also a 1500, so it's early, but it's 1597. And this was recorded in stereo. And they use the stereo tape, and this is hard pan stereo. There's no,
Yeah. Right.
it's absolutely stereo. So even though, so my theory, and there's no Van Gelder. So people see this and they're like, there's no Van Gelder. This is going to sound like crap. It is not. It's a true stereo. I think the reason why they put this on, I have a theory, but I don't even want to get into it. But so you kind of have to know.
Well, let's hear your theory. Does it involve
My
strings?
My theory is when, okay, so here's the theory. I'll try to say it quick. A lot of like this probably only came out in mono originally. So there's only a mono Van Gelder. So when they decided to reissue it as stereo for Liberty, they didn't have Van Gelder there. They did it themselves. And I feel like when that happens, they put this on it.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you don't want to worry about it, just go buy the original. That's easy.
Yeah, just get the original.
Yes. Sell a kidney and buy the original.
Mm-hmm.
But this sounds great. And I have one for City Lights that also has that thing, and it's totally true stereo. And that record is insanely, and first of all, it's a great record, but it's just so.
I have a City Lights Liberty for sale. If anybody's interested,
I have Japanese.
Yeah, so that Liberty stereo, I got that for cheap too, because people just see that and they avoid them, but they are hard panned and absolutely in true stereo.
Now here's a question, Rob. What if it turns out that Mike's just convinced himself of all of this, but they're really just shitty rechannel for stereo records?
No, well, actually, I believe Mike has hearing problems, so he hears echoes and different things.
No, I totally believe that. It could be too that they just didn't give a shit and they had the graphics for stereo worked up that had that shit on. They're like, yeah, whatever.
But generally, when they have Rudy's cut in stereo,
yeah,
the Liberties don't put it on. But when they recut it in stereo, not Rudy, they did it. They put that on. Now the thing is, here's the thing. This is what confuses. If that tape was done in like 56, it's going to be mono. So if they put that on a tape that was only recorded in mono, which you need to know, then it is actually going to be electronically reprocessed.
Right.
So there are instances where that does happen, but if there was a stereo tape, every one that I've gotten is true stereo. That doesn't mean they all are. I haven't listened to them all, but I have like 4 or 5, and if it's a stereo tape, I take the risk, and every time it's true stereo.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it has a Warhol cover, Roberto. But anyway, it gets very in the weeds and complicated, and I feel like people are just like, no, that's not right. So I've never brought it up before.
No one said that.
Just buy the original. It's simple.
Yeah,
what
by
do
the original.
Okay, let me see what mine are. Mine are white bees.
Okay.
They're not Van Gelders.
You calling a white bitch, bro?
I have a theory. Mike got that dog. His hearing was good, but when that dog came,
Show that again, because look at the language. I forgot to read it specifically. Just show that little stamp again, please. So it's not rechanneled. It says electronically re-recorded to stimulate
Right.
stereo, which is just a weird wording.
Well, that maybe it was they're talking about cutting it to stereo. Maybe that's all that means.
That's probably what they mean by it.
Yeah, because they re-recorded it by cutting it from the stereo tape for the first time.
Rob, do you have any blue notes that are the mono with that stamp on it that we can look at and see if there's a difference?
I don't know. I don't know.
I thought you mentioned you had one earlier.
Well, I have City Lights, but it's Japanese. I don't know.
No, City Lights is stereo. That's stereo.
Yeah, I just have the original Warhol on my wall.
Listen, they're fine. They sound excellent.
Who is it even? I don't even know who we're talking about anymore.
Kenny Burrell.
Oh.
Andy Warhol cover. So Tina Brooks is on that.
I got that white one. It's pretty good.
Yeah, those are good records.
I like the white one.
I mean, these are not even these stereos are not cheap. So I don't know who's shying away from them. They're in demand records.
Did you say Cheyenne?
All right, now we have a poll. You guys want to hear the results of the poll? I'm going to close it out.
Yeah, read the what? I'm trying to fucking.
What's the poll? Was there a poll?
Yes, there was a poll, Felipe, which was the Record Store Day Pharaoh Sanders, Ziffo Zam, My Gifts. Yes or no? Are you going to try to get it?
I won't.
Well, hold on. This is the poll.
Poll.
And of course you won't. Yes is 44%. So just less than half of people who responded said yes, they're going to try to get it. That's going to be
that's huge.
Yeah. So,
that's crazy. That's all the problems in the world are Roberto's fault. Look, he said,
all the border problems is gonna go away soon. Okay.
Hey, you're from Puerto Rico. Your vote doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's cool. 44%. That's higher than I would expect.
It's kind of split, right? Yeah, it's kind of a split.
Yeah, it's almost half.
Yeah.
All right, check this out. Ready? Are you ready? Ready for it?
Let's shatter the earth.
Yeah.
Felipe's ready.
I'm ready. Felipe's not even looking.
So Felipe,
I'm holding my beer and watching, but I'm eating now. Yeah, I'm gonna keep them off.
I'm the beneficiary of having great friends that sell me records at great prices. Felipe hooked it up. He upgraded his copy to an original, and I got this for a very good price. And condition is excellent on this. This is a Liberty, but it's got the original. I think it's the original jacket and then the original labels on it.
The label, yeah.
The metal.
There are a few 60s Blue Notes with Lexington labels.
Oh, yeah, so Lexington both sides. No deep groove. This is from probably 66. But it's got the RVG metalwork on it. And again, this is a record I didn't spend too much time with. But since getting this, I have. And it's all about the congas on this. The congas on this and percussion is just incredible. So Kenny's pretty good too. But Candido on
comment just might make Notes and Tones come up here and yell at you.
Yeah.
But Candido and who's the drummer?
Now, Felipe, you didn't have the tone poet of it, right?
It was my very first tone poet.
Now, what's your comparison in sound wise?
I mean, it's much better for sure.
The tone
I would say it's much better in terms of, again, detail, space, silence. I mean,
the tone poet or the OG?
Rob.
Yeah.
Okay, look, I'm gonna. Elliot wants a leak, which I'm cool with, so I'm gonna paste it in the chat. If anybody comes up that's not Elliot or we don't want to see, we'll just.
Well, I mean, I can send it to Elliot if you want me.
Send it to Elliot. Send it to Elliot.
Yeah.
Elliot, do you want the Doc Pumice?
Oh shit, that would be a great record for Elliot.
Yeah, but just wrapping up to your question, Rob.
Yeah.
I mean, I I base myself on the Blue Notes. I want to have the best sounding versions, the best versions, and I want to have the originals too because I like that.
Yeah.
I have like 3 full cubes of original Blue Notes here. It's amazing to have them, but I have to say, just because I haven't, they were not cheap. I'm not going to be saying, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." I'm just very analytical on that, you know.
Well,
I
you
agree.
know what? You know what I find
But still,
about
it's a lot
you.
of fun to have those.
You know what I find about you, Felipe?
Hmm.
I think as you progress in this hobby, you seem to become more educated on all this stuff, which is not where I put all my energy.
Mhm.
So,
Me and Rob and Mike are getting dumber.
well,
We're
no, I
forgetting
am
things.
dumb. It's just the minimal brain power I have left is for digging and finding records.
Yeah.
But being educated on it means you have to have listened to all these various different versions, I think.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
No, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But to be honest, on my daily listening, I listen to a lot more modern music than old music. A lot more.
I stream way more than I listen to vinyl.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I drive in LA, so definitely I stream a lot more. Hey,
hardly ever
before
leave my house.
before I leave, Mike, and you brought this up, can we talk about something?
Hmm.
Is it about Kenny Burrell?
He's still alive, but I think he's
He
kind
is.
of Far away.
Oh yeah,
He did an interview.
There's an interview with Kenny Burrell on the booklet of the Blue Notes thing.
Oh.
When was it done? Because it's from my understanding, for at least the last
it was just recently with Don Was.
right.
Oh,
So
cool.
he isn't kind of dementia.
Well, he might have. He's an old man. He might have. Have
He's
They're
like
talking
95 years old, right?
They're talking
Hey.
about this session, and he's very sharp on the things that he talks about.
Okay, so wait, so Mike, you had this set up to look at. Real Gone Music made a great announcement today of pre-order.
Oh yeah, dude. Yes.
But one specific record, which I had sort of known about, but the story behind it is quite interesting.
This?
So, when did you ever think in a million years that some legit company would reissue a Everest title?
Never. That's what I was thinking when I saw it. I was like, what the fuck is this?
So I knew about this record, and this record goes for quite a bit of money, more than it should.
Yes.
But if you go down in the blurb from pre-ordering it, which they're selling it for $23 or $24.
Mhm.
Go down in the story. So this seems very odd to me.
Yeah, I was going
That
to ask
Orange
you.
Keep News
Yeah.
made a decision to sell off part of a live recording. I don't even understand why he did that, because it didn't fit on the album.
Yeah, well, because here's why. Oren Keep News was a money grubber and always wanted to get as much money as he possibly could. So the fact that he could make a record and then sell this shit to somebody else to make another record, yeah, of course.
So scroll down, and this other guy who owned Everest was probably a bigger douchebag than that.
Yeah.
Is they had the recording, and I think on side 2 they just added. It was originally recorded by Bernie Grubman, the live show.
That's wild.
Now this is part of the show from what the milestone
Live at the Lighthouse.
Live at the Lighthouse. Yes, right there. Click that. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this is 2 songs that were not on this. The side 2 of the album is a song that's on it. But
it's a different version, right?
I've never heard the Everest, but through the description, it says that it wasn't very good sounding, and that the person that remastered it for this release, it sounds way, way better.
So Rob, what's the deal with the Everest?
So Everest, well, the guy in the description, it was just a dump out money making scheme. The guy would take stuff that he got the rights to. In fact, there's like Cannonball Adderley in Chicago.
Yeah.
He put out a version of it with one different song on it. But I think they were he got the rights to the music, if he got it at all, very cheap, and just put it out. And I think his motto is like $5 a record or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they were very cheap. They also did lots of old shit, like in folk, a bunch of folk music.
Yeah.
And then there's like a bunch of Charlie Parker like shit on there, but it's like just like pieces of a solo somebody recorded somewhere and sounds like shit. You know, I mean, they're interesting. I usually skip them. That's why I was surprised, like you were, when you saw that there was that Joe Henderson record.
I think it's smart.
It comes out in June. I'm gonna try and reach out to them through Joey because they sent me the Joey's records being redone by Real Gone Music.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna see maybe if I can get an early copy of it to do a video on or something. So, if not, I'll buy it. I mean, that they have proven to me they make good shit, like the Black Jazz record. So,
what's up, Elliot?
How's it going?
What
Going well.
what
I got a
does
field report
LCC
for you
stand
when you're
for,
ready.
Elliot? What does
Got a what?
LCC stand?
That's LCC, Lenore Community College.
All right.
Nice.
You said you have what?
It's where my daughter got her nursing degree.
No.
Okay. I started in community college in Brookdale Community College in Lincroft, New Jersey.
Yeah.
I loved that campus. And then I went to a big university, and I don't know. I loved my community college more.
Hey, Rob, can you
went to
send
Rutgers,
Paul a
right?
link too?
What's that?
Listen, Paul. Do you want a Doc Pumice record?
So, what did you say, Elliot? You have a report to share with us? What were you saying?
I have a field report, the jazz field report for you.
What do you got?
Because I haven't bought much jazz lately to show, but I've done three record shows in the last month and a half. I got 2 more to go in the next few weeks. One on Sunday in Carborough, which will be an interesting one. That's UNC Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill and Carborough are 2 towns that grew together. So it's basically your Chapel Hill crowd, your UNC crowd. But so I wanted to offer a field report and let you know how jazz is selling at the record shows.
How far is that from Mount Pilot, Elliot?
I've got now, hey, you have to mute Rob while I'm talking, or else he'll bombard us with third-rate country jokes.
I'm going to leave them.
The jokes that Hee Haw rejected are the ones that Rob will throw at us.
Wait, Elliot, I'm sorry. Can you repeat where this show's going to be again?
Yes, Carborough at the Centennial Center there in the city of Carborough.
And population of Carborough?
Well, Carborough and Chapel Hill are technically 2 different cities, but they're
Let's say a number.
really one
I have
place.
a joke,
I don't know. Okay, I'd estimate Carborough, Chapel Hill to number probably 50,000, something like that.
No,
Salud.
So go. Salud. That was always one of my favorite parts of Hee Haw, by the way.
Yeah.
But the Chapel Hill Carborough is part of the metropolitan Raleigh-Durham metropolitan area. So it's a very urban, very populated area. But I did 3 shows so far. I did one in Wilson, which would be more appropriate for a Hee Haw joke. Wilson is a small city in eastern North Carolina where the population isn't that great. There's no metro area there. There are several small cities like Greenville, Goldsboro, Wilson, Rocky Mount, but nothing really big. And you would think you wouldn't sell a lot of jazz records there, but I actually sold more jazz records there than I did at the other 2 record shows I did recently. I sold 10 jazz records at the Wilson show, and that was about a third of what I sold at that show.
Wow.
Interestingly, I had a young lady, and I say young lady, she was probably 40, but to me, she was a young lady. She came in and she expressed a little interest in jazz. I had 2 boxes of jazz, about 120, and she said, I don't know a lot about it. I know some of the big names, and that's about it. And she was looking at Birth of Cool, and what she would do is she had an earbud in, and when she'd look at a record, she would punch it in her on her phone and listened to a little bit of it as she was
Yeah.
shopping. So I talked to her about Birth of Cool. She ended up being interested in that, and she said, "What else would I like?" And I saw Blue Train. I showed her Blue Train. I actually had 2 copies. I had a more expensive one. I said, "But you don't need to buy this $40 copy." I had one that was like 24, something like that. Showed her that. She listened to a little of that too, and then I directed her to Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers record I had, and told her how much I thought of Art Blakey and his band and how important his band was in developing young talent and everything. She ended up buying 3 jazz records from me.
That's solid.
But the biggest seller, and I gave her a good deal. It totaled like $72, and I let her have them for 60 because I always knock a little off. And a gentleman my age or a little older than me, so probably in his 70s, he came by looking for female vocalists. I ended up selling him 5 Julie London records, which, usually I had them marked $6. I let them have them for 5. But I had one that was actually an expensive Julie London record. It was on colored vinyl. But I guess because it was on colored vinyl back in the early 60s, late 50s,
what color?
it was valued. It was blue, I believe.
Okay.
It was
Liberty?
Discogs were selling them for $40 or $50. I had it marked 30.
Is it Liberty?
I really can't remember right off the top of my head, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I have a slew of Julie London records, but he ended up, I let him have that one for 25 and let him have 4 more for 5. So $45, and he went away with 5 Julie London records. I sold to Oscar Peterson, and I sold Dave Brubeck one album he did with his sons playing with him, kind of a classical jazz combination. All that at the Wilson Show. By the way, Wilson is a stone's throw away from the birthplace of Thelonious Monk. So there's some jazz credentials in that region of North Carolina. And then I did the Durham show, and the Durham show was the best show I ever did. I sold a lot of records, but I only sold 6 jazz records, which was unusual because the Durham crowd was a very upwardly mobile, young families type venue at a music venue restaurant, and I did real well there. But the best experience there was I had a father and son come in, and the son was probably 12 or 13, and they ended up buying a Herbie Hancock record I had, and I got the opportunity to tell them the story about Chick Webb and Ella Fitzgerald and their relationship and how their relationship developed, and how Chick Webb, his story, his backstory. The kid was fascinated. The father was fascinated. So sometimes my stories do go over, and they ended up buying. It was a $8 record or something. They ended up also buying Chick Webb and Ella Fitzgerald album. It was real good.
Nice.
And then the Raleigh show last week was I ended up selling 2 more Julie London records.
That's crazy.
So we're on a Julie London run. But I sold 2 John Coltrane records that were sealed, and I sold is it Gary Burton and Chick that played with Chick Corea some? I believe that's right. And Keith Jarrett record. So they're not selling, mass quantities. But when I get to Carrboro, my fingers are crossed that some jazz aficionados are going to come walking in, and I got some records I'm really ready to sell.
Sweet.
So there's the report from the field. Jazz is selling. It's not selling massive numbers, but it's selling.
Yeah.
Hey, before I leave, Paul, can you sing Where Are You Tonight with Elliot before I leave?
That's awesome, Elliot.
Yeah, That's a hee haw rep.
Thank you.
What's up,
You know,
Paul?
every time, not much. You know, every time I see that All in the Family album, I think of Rob, given his when he does his old timey jazz impersonation.
Elliot, that sounds good. Sounds like you have a pretty decent jazz selection too. I mean, those are some
Yeah.
great artists.
I do. I actually picked up some Blue Notes, sealed Blue Notes the other day at a real good price. Some classic series Blue Notes,
Nice.
and I think that Freddie Hubbard. That's what that Freddie Hubbard was that I sold. But still got about 4 or 5 of those to sell. Hadn't had or that Herbie Hancock's what it was that I sold this Blue Note. But I kept the Freddie Hubbard myself. But I've got several of them sealed for sale.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, everyone have a happy.
And I like the early stuff.
All right, see you, Rob.
I hope you find what you want.
Yes.
Paul, are you going to show all the cool records you picked up in Chicago?
And Minneapolis.
Yeah, cool.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Yeah.
I actually need to get out of here too.
Well, you need to watch Paul. You need to watch Paul's records before you go, Mike.
All right, I'll watch Paul's records first.
All right. I'll show the highlights.
Do it.
All right. So this is one I hadn't heard about anywhere, but I was kind of excited about. It's got the shrink on it, so still, but it is some guys from the AACM.
Oh, cool.
In Chicago. Anything I'd been able to see about this recording was looked like it wasn't going to come out till like much later this year, but I found it in one shop. They're Hyde Park Records, so looking forward to listening to that.
Cool.
It does look cool.
Got this new Sun Ra tribute.
Oh yeah, nice.
On Corbett and Dempsey. So it's got actually a home recording of Sun Ra just singing a cappella at the beginning, and then some kind of some electronic sorts of interpretations of his work, and some Joe McPhee track at the end.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah. What else did I get here?
Oh yeah, I have that.
Melt with Marcus Belgrave.
Mm-hmm.
And Marcus Belgrave's a Detroit guy, so I always try to pick up his stuff when I see it.
I got that because of Belgrave too. His stuff's really good.
Yeah, and actually Belgrave's son just put out a record that is really good. So folks should check that out. This is a reissue, but still.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's see. This is like a mid-'60s repress.
Oh, shit. What label is that?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's the
Riverside.
Yeah.
It's the Riverside with
cool.
Like that.
Yeah.
Those sound good. Those are good.
Yeah, they have that copy locally here. I never got into buying this record.
So I think what I read on like London Jazz Collector is who was the producer? Whoever was selling Riverside, they were still pressing records, but they didn't want to, I guess, get the regular labels in because they were selling them. So they got those like generic ones. Yeah. So those are part of the original, owner's run of Riverside. Who owned was Riverside? Was Keep News? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that was a Keep News pressing, and then they sold to Orpheum.
Makes sense. What's next?
Got Air.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
How's that?
I haven't listened to any of this yet, but this is I'm down to, I think I only need maybe one more Air record and I have them all.
Oh, wow. So who's the Air trio?
On this one, it's Threadgill, Hopkins, Steve McCall on drums. Yeah. And I got another one that is New Air, where it's Ackloff on drums, yeah.
I have that. Yeah, that's good.
And Lester Bowie.
Look at you. This is all AACM stuff.
Well, when in Chicago.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I like Lester Bowie.
Yeah. One is
okay.
I saw somebody post that on, I think, on the Facebook Free Jazz group or something like that this week. But I like both of those guys, so hopefully it's
Yeah,
cool.
of course. Is that a reissue or is that an original?
That's an original.
Oh, cool.
This one I was really excited about.
Oh yeah.
So that's from the it's from the 80s. It's an original press. So 88.
Now, that to me looks like it's going to be some wild stuff.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, Cahill El-Zabar is always cool, but Lester Bowie on trumpet, Raphael Garrett, Malachi Favors on bass.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another Detroit guy, Wendell Harrison from the 80s I didn't have. So
yeah. He did a bunch of records.
Yep. He's actually doing a record store day gig in town tomorrow.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah. Let's see. Oliver Lake.
That looks great. Yeah.
I have that. I got to revisit it. Who's on that with him, Paul?
This one is Akita Carroll, Donald Smith, Firan Aklaf.
Okay.
Yeah. Roy Jenkins.
New World Survival of America.
Andrew Cyril, Anthony Davis, George Lewis.
Then you got crazy shit. That's awesome.
You get these from your local shop, or did you order these online, or a mix?
No, I was in. These are all from my trip to Chicago and Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
So Joe Henderson.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
No.
Oh man, that's great.
It is so good. Is that volume 2?
It's volume 2.
Oh, even better.
Yeah. So, but I figure, Joe Henderson, Ron Carter, Al Foster, can't go wrong, right?
That's awesome.
100%.
So good.
Both those are really good.
Joe Jarman.
Oh damn, yeah.
That's a great cover. Delmar.
Yeah. And I got this one from Bob's Blues and Jazz Mart.
Can you show the label on that, please?
Yeah, this is the UK press.
Oh.
Okay. Cool.
So
it's different, yeah.
Okay. Very nice. Very cool. I've been looking to get some Delmark stuff. Yeah, there's a few. I think Braxton.
Delmark does a lot of blues too, don't they?
There's one or two Braxtons I want to get.
Art Ensemble of Chicago, Great Black Music.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
What is that? 70s or?
That is recorded 72 at University of Chicago.
Very cool.
Then a more current one I was really excited to find at a Half Price Books in Minneapolis.
Oh wow. Yeah. Did you get his newest record?
I did, yeah. Well, I have the most recent Isaiah Collier and the Chosen Few, and then the Ancients record too.
Yeah.
Both.
I need to listen to that again. I was kind of, I don't know. I need to listen to it again. I listened to it once. The newer one.
Yeah, I actually saw him. He played a free gig at the Detroit Art Museum maybe a month ago,
which
is fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Bob's was still pretty good, but I don't think that the fire marshal has probably ever been there because it was crazy packed.
Oh, wow. We can keep going if you want. Or is that the highlights?
Let's see what else we got here. Well, Eric Dolphy.
That's greatness. I have that. Yeah.
Yep.
It's really good. I like that. And then the prestige box is awesome.
Wait, who's on it? Who's on it with him, Paul?
Oh, it is Benny Bailey, Pepsi Hour, Jamil Nasser, and Buster Smith.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
And here, Arthur Blythe.
Yep.
I have that. Yeah, it's good.
Promo copy.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the only Arthur Blythe I have.
Yeah, I discovered him kind of recently, but I've really been liking his records.
Yeah, for sure.
He has a Monk record that he has on Columbia that's really good.
Yeah. How'd you get all this shit home? Did you drive from Chicago, or did you just hump it on the plane, or what?
No, I was driving.
Okay.
I actually had to go to Milwaukee as well at the end. So
Mhm.
by the time you'd be waiting for planes and all of that, it was just as quick to drive everything.
Right. That makes sense. Okay, that's how you got a
Yep.
shit ton of records home. That makes sense.
Yep.
You weren't pack muling them like Rob on the airplane.
I've done that before too, but not this time.
Yeah, that's fair. And you got a lot of cool shit. I'm hoping to find some. I don't know. I might go up to Denton tomorrow too, and check out. There's a record store that me and Louie go to up there that I love. That's better than anything in Fort Worth, where I live. They just have a lot more good shit. I mean,
Yeah.
the chance of having good shit's a lot higher, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's just not much jazz down here. Maybe it just don't go often enough. I don't know, man. But it's slim pickings.
Well, you
Yeah.
should come up here. There's
Well, I know.
plenty
Yeah,
good jazz to be found.
yeah, absolutely. Now there is. I will say there is a store called Record Town that has a lot of jazz. They actually do have a shit ton of jazz, and a lot of it's good stuff. It's just like all priced at exactly what Discogs is, so it's kind of like okay, which is I guess fine, but I like a little bit better deal sometimes.
Yep.
But they got a lot of shit.
Yep.
I'll show one more record, then I do have to run.
All right, I'm gonna run to it. We'll just close it.
Okay. All right.
Sounds like a plan.
So I picked this up. I sent an offer in. It's like I think it's like I don't know. I think it's an early '60s pressing of
Yeah.
Clifford Brown Memorial. I didn't have this, and I was waiting for one to pop up for a good price, and this one did. What can you say? It's Clifford Brown on Blue Note. This is basically a reissue of his 210 inches. There's a little difference. It's not exactly that, but it's essentially that. But it's good. I mean, you got yeah, it's good. It's Clifford Brown, Gigi Grice, Charlie Rouse, John Lewis, Percy Heath, Art Blakey is side A, and then side B is Clifford Brown, Lou Donaldson, Elmo Hope, Percy Heath, Philly Joe Jones. These are both 53 sessions. So anyway, it's just something I needed. I wanted to get this. So
Yeah, it's good. I think the classic series did that.
I think they did last year, yeah. And
Yeah,
there's
it's
of
good.
course there's a Music Matters one.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the one that was on Prestige a lot too, but I sold it like an idiot.
oh yeah.
More record on Prestige.
There's only one Clifford Brown record I want to get, and then I think I'm good. I think I have like everything or close to everything.
I mean, he didn't make much.
Well, I have his MRC with strings. I have the MRC first one he did, and the second one, Study in Brown. The one I don't have is when Sonny Rollins joins the quintet, replaces Harold Land, which some people think that's the better quintet is when Sonny Rollins joins it, which is, they're all great. It really, to me, comes down to the compositions.
Right.
On Ida Levi's book on Sonny Rollins Saxophone Colossus, he spends a lot of time talking about it. It's really cool how I end up joining them, and the time they had together, it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So
then afterwards, when Kenny Dorham joined to replace him.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Kenny Dorham, yeah.
Interesting. That's good to know.
I think Kenny Dorham, he was kind of cursed, quote unquote, because he was always like replacing. So he replaces Miles with Charlie Parker. He replaces Clifford Brown. So I think he never got like the spotlight just because he was like replacing geniuses in a sense. And that's one of the reasons they speculate in the booklet. If you read the booklet on the record store day, why he was kind of not fully, appreciated as he should be.
Yeah. And then I have there's 3 memorials. One's on Pacific Jazz, and that's featuring with Zoot Sims.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good one, and that's a good Zoot Sims record. If we always talk about what's like a good Zoot Sims record, or at least I do.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a good one to have, and
for sure.
Yeah. So,
cool.
And then there's the Prestige Memorial one.
Yeah, I should have kept that one. I sold it in auction for some reason. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
I can show you a few of the records I've got for sale. If you'd like me to.
I have to run, but Paul, thank you for joining. Elliot, great to see you again. Good to hear that jazz is alive and well in the South. Felipe, Chris, I'll talk to you later.
All right.
Okay. See you later.
All right, what do you got, Felipe? Or what do you got, Elliot?
Oh, I'll just show you a few things. Y'all can tell me, is this a good price for these or not? If you want, the 22 Miles Davis,
Mhm.
and I've got the stickers on the
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
the
that's
outer
nice.
sleeve, and it's a VG plus. I got it marked 22. You know, I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Somebody make me an offer on it. 18, 20, whatever.
Right.
Then this John Coltrane Infinity,
Oh, yeah.
and I've got that. I've got that marked 50.
Oh, wow. That looks cool.
Nice.
You're freezing up a little bit there,
Somebody
Elliot.
wants to give me a little less than that for it, I'll take it.
Right.
So, somebody asked, usually what I'll do is I'll go to Discogs and I'll see what the prices are for, I try to
Yeah.
get stuff that's VG prices are, and, try to be a little better than that with a little wiggle room,
Sure.
I like this Clifford Brown. I've actually got 2 copies of this, so I'm going to sell one of them. Clifford Brown, Brownie Eyes. It's on Applause Records from 81.
Oh, okay, yeah.
$10 record.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I love these records. I
yeah.
had 2 of them, so if that was the only one I had, I never would sell it. But I've got 2 of these. Is he and Earl Hines from that series that Columbia did? I guess back in I don't know when they ran this series, late 60s maybe. But it had the 5 and the 7 and Earl Hines and all that. $10 record.
What is
Probably
that?
$8.
Is that a 6-eye?
Let's see. I hadn't looked at it lately. Yep.
Yeah, that's
6-eye.
50s. That's not 60s. That's 50s for sure. That's very early because they did all that. They did all those pretty early on. They did a lot of that kind of reissue of.
Well, 6 eyes were from what? 62 to 70 or something like that.
No.
Or that was 2-eye.
That's 2-eye.
So,
yeah.
Yes, 3-eye or 6-eye was up to about 64 maybe.
62, 56, 62.
Okay, 56, 62. Okay, so that dates that one then. Stanley Turrentine, Sugar. Worst cover, I think.
Yeah. Not the best.
Always makes me squirm a little bit. But a really good album from 71. I got that marked at 16. Somebody asked if I ever considered selling on Whatnot or eBay or any of those.
Yeah.
No, I don't, because it's the fun in going to the record shows and socializing, the fellowship with the other record collectors and meeting people and telling jokes and stories. That's why I do it. That's why I love it. Plus, I've had to repair my SUV a whole lot lately, and I need to make some money to pay for that. Here's a good one on Period Records.
Oh, Mike was just talking about that label. Yeah.
Django Memorial Volume 3. And I think I've got that marked $12. And this is Volume 3. I had Volume 1 and 2, and I've sold those.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes I look up and get some sealed records. And like I said, I got 6 mostly Blue Note classics. But I was able to get this. I don't believe this is a Blue Note classic. But
Yeah, it is.
I already have this album. So,
that's
Herb
great.
Nichols, that trio. Yeah, it is a Blue Note. It is Blue Note.
Yeah, it's Blue Note. Yeah,
I believe the deal on this one was, and so I was able to get this one. I got it marked 21, but I'll let it go for 18 probably if somebody wants it. but I love this album. I just that trio. These were originally 10-inch,
Yes,
two 10-inch records, and they made it into one LP, I believe.
that's right.
Yep.
That's an example of the sort of stuff
Yeah,
that
it's
I've
good.
got. I've got, and I've got a lot of like $6, $8 records that I'll go for $4 or $5 or $6 when people
Mhm.
buy from me.
Yeah.
That are stuff like Lester. I gave away a Lester Young record in Durham the other day because the guy wasn't familiar with that period, those musicians from that period. He
Mhm.
was into the more of the 70s jazz and didn't really go back too far in his. And we got talking about, and I had a Lester Young record. You know, it was a $5 record. I
Sure.
said, "Here, carry this home with you. Listen to it. You'll love it." And just gave him one. So a lot of different artists, you know, especially from those 40s and 50s where you get those represses
Mhm.
back in the 60s and 70s,
Yeah, absolutely.
reissues that you can pick up, you know, pretty cheap.
Uh,
That's the era I love, you know,
Mhm.
Lester Young and all those guys.
Yeah, I pick up all that stuff. I got a bunch of like the old
So
those
that's what
70s
I'm hoping
issues.
people will be interested in.
Yeah, it's got some decent stuff. I mean, it's not just a bunch of crap. That's good.
Yep.
You got some good stuff there for sure. That's the problem I see in a lot of jazz boxes when I go to these record shows down here. It's just all, I don't know, stuff I don't have any interest in.
Fala, Leandro. Feliz aniversário, cara. Não esqueci não, hein? Tá bom?
What?
Fim de semana a gente fala aí. No, sorry.
Okay.
Just,
all
just texting here.
right.
All
All right,
right.
cool. Well,
Record shows, Chris.
I went to one last weekend and bought a bunch of records. I got some good deals too, man. I found some stuff. Let me see if I can find a couple of them to show real quick. I showed them last week, but let's see. Let me look through these real quick. Oh, I don't usually go to through like the cheap bins, but I did last week, and I
Chester,
found some
stop.
cool shit. Like the 32. I got a
Paul,
bunch
do you go to record shows much?
of
I do.
Let me go through some of these real quick.
Yeah.
Like I already have a copy of this, but I bought it to put in auctions. Joanne Brackeen. They had it for $2. It's crazy. Really good record. Then this one with Joe Henderson and Joanne Brackeen. This record's amazing. I think I paid like $15 for it, so I bought another copy for $2. Let's see what else. A bunch of stuff probably meant to be $2. Let's see. I got this Norman. I showed this last week. I bought this because the guy's got a pimp suit on. So Norman Connors.
Who is it? I can't read it.
Norman Connors is his name.
Yeah, I
I've
like
never,
Norman Connors.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never heard any of his music, but it looked cool. So
Who plays on that one?
you got Norman Connors, Gene Carn, Herbie Hancock, Gary Bartz, Eddie Henderson, Carlos Garnett, and Anoje Allen Gums. That's why I bought it because of the people that are on it. I like most of those players, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, who cares about that? Let's see. Yeah, this Buck Hill Quartet, you know, the DC tenor player. This was like $3. I couldn't believe it. It's on Steeplechase. It's like, wow, that's usually like a $10 record around here. What else? Let's see. What else did I get that was kind of cool? Oh, yeah, I showed this too. This Don Bias, Bud Powell, tribute to Cannonball. So that was kind of neat to find.
I love Bud Powell.
Oh yeah, me too. What is this? This probably was worth $2. This is like some John Lewis, Percy Heath, Chico Hamilton, Bill Perkins, Jim Hall, like
Chico
quintet,
Hamilton, yeah.
and on Pacific Jazz. And this I got this because it's like one of those old clefs, you know, for $2, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it's got the.
I've found that you can, you know, you get people that are specialists in certain genres,
Yeah.
and they end up with stuff like, you know, like that, and they just want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't, their shop or their interest just isn't in it, and you can find a lot of music, a lot of records you can buy from fellow vendors or sellers or like brick and mortar shops that come into a show and just try to get rid of stuff they have in the warehouse.
That's fair.
And it might be worth $10 to me, but it's only worth $1 or $2 or $3 to them. They just want to clear up space, you know.
Yeah. I got this one. This is probably the best one I thought. It's an OG, 80s pressing of this Tony Williams record, which is a really cool record. Picture, the picture's not the greatest, but I couldn't believe it's Van Gelder too. I was like, wow, $2. Okay. So anyway, there was a bunch of other stuff I got too, but I did learn a lesson. Like I actually finally found some stuff in the cheap bins that I was interested in. Usually that's not the case. So you never know unless you dig through shit what's in there. But
was this in Fort Worth?
It was in Grapevine, which is like a suburb in between Dallas and Fort Worth. It's about 30 minutes from here. Louis came down. We went out to lunch and stuff. It was fun. A lot of fun.
Cool.
But I'm definitely gonna get it. I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna get off here in about 5 minutes because I'm gonna go to bed soon. So I'm gonna get up early and go to record store day tomorrow.
Sounds like a good plan.
Yeah, I still got my nighttime short chores to do.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Before I can go to bed.
Are you gonna go shopping tomorrow at all, Paul?
Yeah, there are a few things that I want to get, and then a few other things that I'm like, if I ran across them, I might get.
Yeah.
There's one of the shops here that usually has pretty good used jazz is doing 50% off of used for record store day, so I'm definitely hitting that up.
Absolutely, 50% off. That's crazy.
Yep.
The best we get here is like 20% off. At Josie will do that like 5-6 times a year, but I don't know. They don't have that much shit. Maybe I need to get there. It's weird. They have record store day, so I don't know if they. And I usually go. I'll drive out there every once in a while on record store day just to see what's up. But I don't know if they put stuff out like in the morning and it just all gets bought by the time I get there, or if they just don't have much used jazz stuff it's worth getting. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah. So I've never gone there early in the morning because it's like an hour it's like 40 minutes from here, and I usually go there last.
Yeah, we've got one place here that I'll go first thing to see if I can get the Pharaoh Sanders, and if it's there, that's cool. If not, so be it. Then I'm going to go to the place that has the used stuff, and then there's a place called Dearborn Records that's huge. They're actually like their owner is on the board of Record Store Day, so they have huge. They get serious selection.
Yeah,
so
I will not be going to Record Store Day myself.
No. Mm-hmm.
I like to buy all my Record Store Day records like a year or 2 or 3 years after they come out.
That's a good plan for sure. Cool. Well, I think I'm gonna leave it there, guys. Thanks for hanging out and joining us tonight, and thanks for watching, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we'll see y'all next week.
Thanks for letting me come up and give you a report.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good night.